Small talk.
Welcome, everyone, to this week's episode of Small Talk, the show where we talk about absolutely nothing important at all. I am your host, Dylan, as always, joined by my host, Sean. And we got a special guest, Lane, on. Hey, collecting weekly royalty, if you will. Um, let's
Well,
see.
I was going to say, I was going to make a slight amendment to that last statement there, since I was going to say, we don't talk about anything important, except now I am here. So everything's relevance and importance just got
There you go.
magnified 100 times. So it's absolutely 100% important. You pay attention to every symbol we see and speak about today, because it will make your
Yeah.
life possibly better. This previous statement is not funded, supported, or acknowledged by Collecting Weekly. So please do not take it that they have any way endorsed. And that is the end of this service announcement.
And actually, it is probably more of an important show than usual because of the opportunity everyone listening live will have for our small talk giveaway. So make sure you tune in. There will be two opportunities. What they're going to be are we're instead of running our mid-show regular. Hey Eddie, what's up?
Eddie, what's up, guys?
And we're also joined by Eddie Moneyman. So we have three trivias tonight instead of our normal just one in the middle of the show. The normal one in the middle of the show that will count towards our regular point system that we have for trivia. The first one and coming up pretty soon here. What did you say, Sean? The first three to get it right will get bonus entries.
Yes, the first three will get bonus entries.
And then on the one later on in the show, same thing. You can double up on entries. That's kind of the point. So, and we will have to be careful because Lane can enter, right? Have you entered yet?
No, but I know I've done some of your trivia contests because I've gotten some points, but it's been a while.
You have gotten points before.
Yeah, but officially, guys, for at least tonight and stuff, I am refraining from tonight, so I cannot do anything tonight.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so with that said, let me check out who we got in the chat here. We got Doug Collector, Toy Mafia. Yeah, sorry for starting late there. Doug Collector said no show tonight. We got Ekwan, Absolute Irwin, Alvin J. We got Jason. Bad Fish, Good Noel. Feel like garbage, so may not. Excuses, bad case of the man. Just kidding. I actually am coming off of bronchitis, and you might still hear me cough once or twice if I don't catch it in time, but yeah, it's pretty much the lingering effects of bronchitis I got left. But Jazzy, y'all picked the Spider-Man winner already. No, we have not. But tonight we will have chances for you to enter the Small Talk Selfie Series giveaway, where you get to send in to have a figure of yourself made by Hasbro. Plus, I will unveil the bonus figure that you'll get as a winning there as well. So, just so everyone knows there, stay tuned, and you'll have plenty of chances there. So, should be pretty exciting. News-wise, I feel like it's.
I'll just let people know we started late because I decided to diva mode it, and I was like, "We are going when I am ready to go." And Sean and Dylan were just all like, "Oh my god, what are we doing? What were we thinking?"
He's trying to cover for us. We were all running late. Sean was having technical issues, and I wanted to finish a few things up here on the show. So, anyways, we got for news wise, we don't have. It's actually kind of light, but it's big news, right? Like we got some stuff, a lot of things that people are waiting on. Obviously our trivia, and then we'll talk about some award stuff towards the end of the show here. So first, we'll just kind of start with Sean, and then we'll go to Eddie, and then you, Lane, on stuff we got new / If you want to start unboxing and have her, or during that time, you can do that. So, Sean, you get anything new since the last show?
Yeah, I got that sweet Mark 1 SH Figure Arts from Dylan.
Oh yeah, the birth of Iron Man edition. Right?
And I really, really love this figure. I was telling Dylan that this might be one of my top pickups this year as far as just figures in general. I always wanted him, and I ended up passing on him because I wanted the Scarlet Witch.
I've
told that story before,
Yep.
but finally was able to get him. And then I got bored, and I really wanted to get a figure, so I got the Shuri Black Panther.
Oh, the
And
Marvel Legends, right?
Yeah, Marvel Legends. And she just comes with a couple pair of hands. I feel like they might do another one of her kind of down the line here a little bit. Just maybe throwing the head sculpt or the portrait. But she's cool. I'm glad I picked her up. And then I got
Did you get Namor?
No, I haven't seen him yet. I want to get Namor, though.
If you see 2 of those, let me know, because I kind of want him too.
Yeah, he looks really good, too. This is another one Eddie's going to enjoy, but this was a 6 a.m. Amazon delivery. I got the gore, or I got gore,
yeah.
comic gore,
Amazing.
and I really, really like him. Still get the hard plastic cape that kind of helps him stand, but
It's a sick figure, man.
yeah, it looks really good.
I wish they threw in his little shadow demon dog things, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And
cool.
And like you mentioned, Sean, the sword that was as detailed as the movie version, right? That would have been kind of cool.
Yeah, the sword it's cool. I mean, I like how it's coming out of his hand instead of an actual sword, you know? But what I was saying
It's like
about
plate of the symbiote.
Yeah. But what I was telling Eddie is I'm kind of disappointed because it's just a soft plastic. So it can mess up pretty easy. And I just hate dealing with it, but it's still a cool figure. That's like my only gripe. It comes with one extra hand.
A trigger hand, huh?
Yeah.
For all those times he's using pistols in the comic.
And the box is actually pretty cool. I haven't kept any of the new boxes yet, but I'm going to go ahead and keep this one.
I wonder how inbox collectors feel about that, you know? Because
Yeah,
I feel like it's not as cool to be an
can't
inbox
display it,
collector
right?
now with those. Yeah.
This one is not 1/12. It is 1/10 scale, but I want to show it off because I finally got the Proxima Midnight statue from
Iron Studios.
Small talk worthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that technically is.
It has like I think 5 other pieces. But she was always my favorite Black Order character in the comics, and didn't like her so much, but still one of my favorites. So I got her cheap on that Sideshow sale that they had, and couldn't pass it up for what did it come out to, like $80, $83?
Nice.
So
They had a lot of Iron Studios stuff on that sale.
and you can't see it in the picture, but the last thing I got news is I got an L-shaped desk right here. So
What?
I finally got some extra room here, so hopefully it can do like unboxings.
So much room
or
for
something.
activities.
Yeah, exactly. I just need to work on lighting now. I think that's my next big project. And then I rearranged the room, as you guys can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see
So
all your
You can see
cosmic
Galactus
setup
here.
back there.
Yep, it is 100% cosmic.
Looks
Yep.
sick, dude. That Galactus really stands out over there.
Man.
Freaking
I had to
huge.
vote for
He
him
does.
on the awards. I had to.
Nice.
That's awesome.
But yep, that's everything I got new.
Sweet. Eddie, you get anything small?
Yeah,
Ish?
I actually did. Well,
You did?
yeah, I think it's been a long time since I've done a show. I don't know if I showed this. Maybe I did, but I got the Wild Force Blue Ranger.
Oh yeah. You were
Like-
jacked about him.
Yeah, it was I think it was scheduled for next year, but for some reason like it shot way up. Like I could have swore it was May or March of next year. And then out of nowhere it shipped
That's-
from Amazon.
That's
So
entirely possible.
Yeah, so this is the Blue Ranger from Wild Force. So far, they've done the Blue Ranger and the Lone Wolf, Gray Silver Ranger, whatever he is, and then they haven't announced any other ones in the line yet. I don't think so. This line is very slowly coming together, I guess. So I got that guy, and then I got these three. I don't know if I talked about these on stream. These were, if you go into like Target and you see that Bandai Anime Heroes line that's over by NECA. I don't know if you guys have seen those. It's a lot of anime stuff, but they're doing a Digimon line in that series, and so they got this guy. I'm not gonna remember the names off the top of my head, but this is a Digimon. So they got that guy. I think this is Omegamon, but it's like when War Greymon and Garurumon form together and become one Digimon. So they had that guy in the line, and then they actually had a War Greymon figure. So they're pretty cool figures. They're like $20. Pretty good articulation. What was that, Dylan?
Who'd you say makes them?
Bandai. It's Bandai Namco. They're those, you've seen them. I'm sure you've seen them. If you go to like the NECA section where like the model kits and like the SHF Dragon Ball Z stuff is, like they're hanging right there. That's normally where they're at. But they've done like 7 Deadly Sins. They've done like
okay.
I think they're the same ones doing those Gundam that are already formed together. I think they're that same company, I think. So I got those 3, and then I picked this up at LA Comic-Con because I had it before. It is a Thai Digimon Pop. I had it before, but I picked it up again because I'm going to go to another con in a month, and the voice actor for Thai is going to be there, so I'm going to get this signed. But actually, this Digimon series, what is it when they stopped making them? It got retired or discontinued or whatever, so they don't. So all these pops shot up in price, and I was like, oh shit! So I found it for $10 because, like, I don't know if you could tell, the top is kind of damaged, and then there's like some paint damage on the front and fading. But I didn't really care because I was just gonna get it signed anyway. So I was like, I'll pick that up for $10 because I was looking on eBay. Those ones are selling for like $50 now. So I picked that up, and then also at LA Comic-Con, I got not a figure, but Brenton got me into Epic Collections.
I have that.
You do?
Yep.
So I've read Venom 1 and 2 Epic Collection, and then so I ended up picking up this because at LA Comic-Con, a guy had it for $20, which is like half off. So
yeah, I was gonna say,
I know a lot of the stories in here kind of overlap with the 2 that I've read already, but it has some stuff in there that I haven't read yet. So, and I'm really into like the Michelini like writing from that Lethal Protector and all the Venom stuff, and the Mark Bagley art and all that stuff is really good. So I've been into these. Brenton got me into these Epic Collections, and now I can't stop reading them. So
they are really good. They're good for like if you don't quite want or need or want to wait for an omnibus or it's not out yet or something like that. They're good like all the way through kind of.
Or like
order.
If you want to like read it in bed or just kind of read it sitting down on the sofa or whatever, it's really easy. It's like just a giant comic book, because omnibuses kind of got to read them at the table, or it's a big ass book, hardcover, so can get annoying. But this, I like to read them in bed in the morning or at night, and then like random times throughout the day when Adriana's watching shows or something, I'll read it for a little bit. So they're pretty cool, man. Oh, and then these little guys, I don't know if I'm gonna start buying these, but we're at LA Comic-Con and they had this booth. You might have seen these things on Sideshow. They're called Cryptkins. I think that's what they're Cryptkins, but it's by Cryptozoic. And my buddy was all into like, he's into like little like minifigures of random dudes, and he puts them on his desk like little characters. And So that's pretty much what these guys are. And this line, there's 2 of them, and they are like mythical creatures. So we were like, I was obsessed with trying to get. They had a Cerberus, which is the 3-headed dog from like Harry Potter. They had that, and I was trying to get it, and I couldn't fucking get it. They kept telling me like, oh, because they're mystery figures, so they kept telling me, oh, it's the heaviest box if you can find the heaviest. So me and my brother were literally like weighing all the boxes, like which one's the heaviest, which one's the heaviest. We couldn't figure it out, but I got lucky because I got Pegasus, which is cool because I'm a big Disney Hercules fan. So I was like, oh, that's cool. And then they let you trade for stuff that were already open there, and I had a gargoyle, but I traded it for this little werewolf guy. So I'm gonna keep him on my desk. I'm into werewolves and stuff like that. But those are cool little figures. But if you guys haven't seen those, check them out. They're Cryptozoic. I think they have some of that stuff on Sideshow.
Yeah,
I think I've seen it before. So.
I've seen it somewhere. I know that.
Yeah.
Let me check here before we move on to Lane. We got so Jason said MAFEX Ivy looks great. Yeah, I should have said that. Hope you start feeling better soon, Bad Fish. And then Jason Nelson, Mark Figorian, thanks guys for tuning in. And then Doug Collector said, I got Serpenter, Mindbender, Outback, Slaughter, and 2 Crimson Guards in the last couple of weeks. Wow, I haven't seen... I have Serpenter. I got Mindbender, I guess.
Isn't it Serpentor?
Just
Serpentor, yeah.
Just let it
sorry. And then 2 Crimson
No, I'm sorry.
Guards.
Just he's just Emperor. He's just Cobra. He's just Emperor Cobra. La 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 to me. Because that's all I remember from him from G.I. Joe the movie.
Oh. So, yeah, I got a Crimson Guard coming too. I can't believe it's not there yet, but that's awesome. And Doug, he said epics are awesome. I have epics hand clapping emoji. I have over 150. Holy shit.
That's crazy.
It's a lot of storage.
Yeah.
Vintage, thanks for tuning in. That book's a dang part of our heritage. Yeah, no kidding. He said many of those Star Wars epics showed up at Canadian dollar stores at a couple of years ago. I filled my boots, got extras. Nice.
Wow,
that's awesome. I feel like I haven't seen many Star Wars epics, but I would definitely be willing to bet they're out there when you're looking for them. All right, Lane, what do you got for us?
Well, first I am having so what I had come in, this is one of 2, but I was just going to show tonight, was I got Tyra's Flare from Storm Collectibles. It's a 2-pack with the character from this is actually like part of like some of the original art I think that was on the actual game and stuff, or promotional art back in the day for this. I love they have still the arcade, like from when the name would pop up and everything.
Yeah.
This to me just is a little extra stupid thing included with it. I love this. It's a character select stream
That's
from
cool.
Golden Axe.
Yeah.
Even though I think
awesome.
it should for this I'm like, wait, shouldn't Tyrus Flare be in the front then? Since that's who's coming with this one. So I am having a little frustration with this figure because one of the cool things that comes with this, because this does have a higher price point, it's $134.99, at least from Big Bad where I bought it from.
Okay.
But it comes with the character Tyrus Flare, one of the playable characters. And all of these guys are at some point have been available. Axe Battler came out like a year before, I think. Most of the rest of the line, and he was sold out. Big Bad does have a 2-pack now with him. It's like $224.99, which is him, I think a dragon, if I remember. It's been a while since I looked at it, and a couple skeletons, which they've done, I don't know, 5 or 6 different variations of, with some exclusives and other stuff. That's what I've learned Storm Collectibles is really good at. Repaints.
Yep.
So this is the dragon that comes with it. And I know this is going to be a let me actually, I don't want to do this. Might help focus here a little bit if you're able to look at him from this direction. So,
oh yeah,
comes with this dragon. However, I am having major issues trying to connect the tail, which helps this guy actually stand up. Trying to connect it into the point because it's got a ball joint here. And I'm not sure exactly how to get it
like that
locked in there. But I'm also hesitant to do that if I'm having a hard time trying to get it plugged in. Because if I have a hard time to get it plugged in, I'm going to have a hard time taking it out later, more than likely. So, but normally you would connect the tail here, and then he would sit up like this, kind of with the tail open to support the figure.
You can just force it in there, Lane. The dragon that came with Axe Battler had the same issue, and you could just force it. You force it until you hear the ball joint pop in, and then because every time you push the tail either too high or too low, it'll pop back out again. So,
okay, there we go.
Yeah, it's not a.
Okay.
You'll be able to get it back out. Trust me.
Yeah. The tail is all important because it's the only way this guy stands up.
Yeah.
He does have. So hold on, guys. I'm going to give you a little bit better view here because I know some of you haven't seen Storm Collectibles or might like to see this because you're not going to be as familiar with Golden Axe. So to kind of just give you, I'm sorry, guys, if I'm taking a little bit longer here than normal.
No, that's right.
Showing off stuff, but it's limited leg articulation. You can move the feet and stuff and slightly move the legs and stuff to move them. I just want to give people a point. These are a really cool piece. It's $135, but they come like with replaceable pieces and stuff like that, different hands, just like a Hot Toy or something like that. Now, it does come with also, this thing is not attached to it, but
does it just sit on it?
Yeah, you can put the figure on here. That she comes with a hand. I'm going to show you Tyra's, the actual main event here, but I thought you might like see the vehicle because this was actually one of the riding animals you could do. And Axe Battler came with a red dragon. I think the 2-pack for him does as well.
Yeah.
It's very cool. Like, this is my first time actually opening this up. This is my first animal mount from this. They just actually had a couple of these dragons exclusive alternate colors. The female end, that is. Badfish. Obviously, you seem to be feeling a little bit better. So now here's Tyra's Flare herself. And come on, don't start falling now. You were very well balanced. She, as you can see here, she was actually, I think, one of the more first female characters really that they've done recently, but they're doing some because Storm Collectibles is doing a lot of like fighting game series, like King of Fighters. They're actually starting some Darkstalkers. I know they put out like 3 different versions of Dimitri. But the detail and stuff on her is like really good. She does come actually with an alternate head sculpt as well. More kind of like an angry face.
Oh, okay.
All I know is the last, because I'm in the Storm Collectibles group on Facebook. The last pictures I saw of her were her, I guess, looking like she was doing a pole dancer pose and then about to make out with Axe Battler.
Jesus.
I was like, okay, well, not exactly what I would have thought of right away, since I would have him stomping skeletons or something. But I was like, well, I guess she was supposed to be sort of the love interest for Axe Battler in the actual lore. So I was like, okay, whatever. Other than they were chopping up Death at her. But as you can see here, I just replaced her real quick, a little pose with her sword. She does stand up actually pretty easily. There's obviously with these guys, if you collect smaller scale, they do have a lot of flexibility. Of course, the one thing you're going to have to put up with, especially I guess a little bit more fleshy character like her or even Axe Battler, is the joints. If you don't like seeing joints very much, you are not going to like these figures. I think sometimes, I don't know if you guys would consider that, have an easier time maybe with joints on things when they're like in a full body costume or something. It's not necessarily as distracting when you're actually looking at flesh tones. But this is really cool. I already had a couple Storm Collectibles. I had the Death Adder from this series, and he's huge. I didn't want to pull him out because he's a pain to pull out of the box, and I own a couple skeletons to put against them. However, I can say, so this was the first thing I got. I do have Gilius Thunderhead, but I might next time I appear on you guys' show or something, I might unbox Gilius. But I did have something else that just appeared to steal the thunder from this thing. So this is not quite smaller scale so much. It is still a scale.
That
I just had this come up while I was away.
The girl was on sale on Black Friday for like $80 or $90, I think.
Yeah, so was Gilius, I think, too. The only one who wasn't was the one I wanted, X-Factor.
Yeah.
But I just got, this is 1/6 scale Hot Toys WandaVision White Vision. Just showed up.
Oh,
seems racial.
Sure.
Now, I can't unbox this because John will kill me. Because this is for... Plus, I know you guys... Plus, plus, this unboxing imposing is about 20-30 minutes, and we don't got that kind of time.
Sure.
But that's the primary thing I've had, small scale. I'm very, very, very worried after we talk about some of these figures tonight. I might be adding some more for the kill board for coming next year. But, this is different for me because with these guys, like I actually pre-ordered her and Gilius like back in the summer, like a long time ago. I've never pre-ordered smaller scale figures before. I never even thought about it really.
With some of those Storm figures, you have to, and then some, you get lucky, like what you guys were talking. You can find them on sale for super cheap, like on Black Friday and stuff.
But there's a fighting game one. I'm like, really, I don't know if you guys probably talked about it when it was announced, but I'm not too much like, I'm not like Golden Axe is kind of the one line I'm willing to kind of go down the thing here a little bit. Because they've announced like some of the Goon guys are coming in a 2-pack, and then one of the Bad Brothers, who was one of the boss, big, fat, tall, bald.
Looks like a sumo wrestler.
Yeah, kind of one of the Bad Brothers. They've announced a figure, but he's like $115 by himself. And I was like, I don't know if I need that guy for that much money. But they're putting out some of the other Goon guys that you would beat to death in the game. Regular guys is a 2-pack. But this being my 4th Storm Collectibles figure, I really like Storm. They're putting out a Soul Bad Guy from Guilty Gear that I'm really considering getting because I love Guilty Gear and Soul is one of my favorite fighting game guys, but don't have anything to put him with. So right now, but that's kind of what I have going on right now.
Sweet. All right. Let me check in here at the chat. Oh, Badfish was saying to heat up the female end of the tail there. Yeah, I had that problem with the Beast of the Mesozoic Torosaurus, and it's funny enough is he has a blue tail too.
I'll show one thing here just real quick. People might like to see. You don't need to close up or anything, but this is a flame effect you can actually attach to the dragon and have it like spewing out fire, like its special attack in the game. This is really cool. I don't know, because I think, Eddie, you got the old Axe Battler one. Didn't this come with flame effect too? I think it probably did.
Yeah. I don't remember if it was that same one, though.
Might have been.
Didn't they do that and they did fireballs? I feel
they might have. I think maybe, you know what? Maybe that one was fireball because each one of the different colored dragons spewed out a different thing that made them different. So I think you're right.
I think
that
mine
one was a fireball.
I don't remember. Could be the same one.
I think you're right. Now that I think about it, that tells you guys how much I played that game. Too much, but I remember stuff.
That was that game and Sonic were my first 2 games that I remember on Sega.
Mm-hmm.
So I played the shit out of those.
Okay, so new things I got. I just remembered one other thing. I'll have to grab here in a second, but finally got this in. Sean, I know you asked me about it.
Ooh.
Took forever from Entertainment Earth, so this is the 3-0 Mark 46.
Oh, dude.
I need to call Stevens and see if he has it.
pretty awesome. So while you guys were going here, I got him out of the box, started messing with him for the first time, and it is heavy. You're not kidding, Eddie, when you're talking about how heavy these things are. It feels like more metal. I will say, I will agree with you. It feels like more metal than like
That's your first one?
Hot Toys die cast. Yes.
Oh, I thought you got the 43 too.
No, I didn't.
Nice.
This
dude.
was the one that I for sure wanted, because this and the 5 are my 2 favorite armors.
Can I have it?
What?
He's like, can I have it?
Oh, it sounds like Zach. But the legs are so heavy in general. Like he's damn near like gonna be able to stand. Like I could probably like drop him like this, and he would probably drop standing and stay there like a cat or something.
Is that the 3-0 line?
Yep, 3-0. Their DLX line, and yeah, it's really cool. I'm reading through the directions, which are fairly excessive, but there's a lot of things to know, like how to move them around, and yeah it's kind of overwhelming, but it's
I think I said it when we talked about it, but like it's literally like a 112 hot toy. Like the excessive, the instructions and everything reminds you of a hot toy.
Yep, I agree. Like his shoulder comes out like theirs do, like that. So when you need to like move it around, so it's not super rubbing on anything.
Yeah.
Just to make it look natural, it's actually pretty crazy. All the little things that go into it. Yeah, he moves a ton of ways. All the joints are really smooth and really good and solid. Yeah, overall, I'm super impressed with him. I gotta figure out how to turn the lights on. I don't really know.
I don't remember if I even installed the batteries.
Because it's in the head. Battery installation. Oh, it doesn't. I do need a screwdriver, so I probably won't be able to do that on live here. But yeah, apparently, so this piece on the head slides back and off. If you look close, you can kind of see the seam. It's like integrated into the suit, so it works. But slides off, and that's where the battery goes, where the chest will light up, and then the hands will light up as well, and then of course the eyes. It actually says in the directions that the chest light is really bright. Laser radiation. Do not look directly into beam.
Yeah, that's pretty strong. I'm telling you that.
Right. Yeah. So I'm kind of excited about this thing actually. Really good. Well done. Figure pretty impressive. We actually
you getting the line, or are you just getting that one?
I don't know. The 43 is about probably my least favorite armor out of them all.
Yeah.
But I do like the 42, which is almost identical, just inverted colors. I like the 40 or the 50 and the 85. Like I would consider those, I think.
Because they announced the Mark II and the Mark III.
Yeah, the 2 I would. 3, God, man, I don't know. I might have to.
Dude, they also showed the Black Panther.
Do it with me. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Civil War line, man. I want them to continue it. If they're doing Black Panther, they need to do all of them from Civil War.
I mean, that would be awesome. That I would go into. If I knew that they were doing that, or if it like depended on the success of the line, I would do it just for that.
I'd get a Bucky, a Scarlet Witch, and a Vision in a minute, for sure.
I don't think.
Yeah, I mean,
he's from Endgame though, Sean. He's not from Civil War.
The 46?
No, the Black Panther they're doing.
Is that the one the version that they're doing or that they did?
He comes with the Infinity Gauntlet.
Really?
Oh.
It looks like the Civil War suit.
Yep.
Actually,
I
kind
of don't like that though, because like he's supposed to have like the vibranium and stuff on the in-game version.
He does come with it. I didn't.
It's just
even
their
see
Infinity
that.
Saga line, so I'm guessing it'll be like all the Avengers first.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so anyways, yeah, it is cool to see them branch out. We still have no head sculpts, which is okay if they keep the price understandable, I guess. Like $100 is, it's all subjective, I guess, but I think it's fair.
Pretty pricey.
For the metal in these ones anyways. The excuse me, the DLX ones, Iron Man, I think with those it's worth it. But overall, yeah, I'm really impressed with this thing. If it would have came out in time, this probably would have been up there for 1/12 of the year for me. But I'm fine with Hulkbuster beating it. I think Hulkbuster by them should probably win the whole shebang. I don't own it. I haven't seen it in person. Outside, all I've seen is when we did the showcase on it, and it's amazing. So I know that it is a great one, and it deserves everything it gets, hopefully. So yeah, and then other than that, I think that's all. Oh, I did get so if you guys have ever ordered from Hobby Link Japan, excuse me, they kind of do a similar like loot. They call it like their warehouse, similar loot thing like what Big Bad Toy Store does. So I actually had a bunch of MAFEX figs that I have not had in person. Finally just ship. So one of the things was a MAFEX Mandalorian. I've talked about that one quite a bit. That one is typically on the docket as a prize for our trivia. If you guys ever, just our regular trivia that we do, not the giveaway that we're talking about. But yeah, so that one is typically up for that. And then I got the Hush from Batman Hush. I got the Joker, Billy the Butcher.
Wow.
And there was one more. And note, guys, these have been accrued over quite a while. I just haven't had them ship until recently because they had a promo on Black Friday on their shipping rates. So to ship them all, it was pretty good. Dylan with the catcher's mitts for hands. Do I actually have catcher's mitts hands? Actually, what was funny? So I have tendinitis in this
screen. Let's see.
I have tendinitis in this wrist. I don't think I have huge hands, but
and that just happens. Are you left-handed or right-handed?
Left-handed.
Oh, how'd you get tendinitis in that wrist, huh? There's nothing I can say to like counter that. I can't like correct you and be like, nope, wrong hand, idiot. Like,
I
anyways.
just like to pause there for a second, and we're just like,
I know.
How did you get it? Like, what were you doing? 50 grilling question. You're like,
there's like three things. It was actually really dumb. I lifted like a plank that was wet, and it was super heavy. Anyways, today I had my occupational therapy for the first time, and she did like the test of like it's like this little metal thing, and it measures like your strength on every side on both hands. And it was this test, like all I had to do was go like this, and I pressed it and it like hit the bottom of it, and she's like, oh, I've never seen that before. I'm like, what haven't you seen? She's like, I've never seen someone max out the tool before and go all the way down on it. I'm like, isn't that what you're supposed to do? She's like, yeah, it just means you have muscular hands. I'm like, it's okay, I guess.
You're damn right I do.
Yeah. Don't ask me how they got muscular.
That's right. You come home. Did you come home and immediately go to your girl and be like, guess what they told me today? That I have really muscular hands.
Yeah. Cash, I actually am multi-hand. I am ambidextrous in a sense. So it's really
multi-handed
weird.
Person. Cash, I can't let that go. Everybody in the fucking world is a multi-handed person. What the fuck was that? Oh my
so
god.
Dylan,
Ambidextrous is better.
So Dylan, were you just like walking in there and then going like Hulk Hogan with the 24-inch pythons? And
I
stuff?
should have just
posing like this, and everything like that. You're just like, but putting more like flexing your fingers or something like that when you were doing it, just like
what I actually wanted to say. I'm like, nah, that's too. I feel like a loser. I'd be like, what I actually want to say is, oh yeah, it was probably all the video games I played growing up. I'm like, oh, wait a second. Might as well just keep that to myself. But
well, hey,
so
that's pretty standard though for the current demographic. That might get you over more than a couple decades ago.
Yeah, that's true. So
You should be.
yeah.
I'm too busy being the top Call of Dutyer in my entire thing, both at telling punks that they stink and also getting headshots. Boom, you get over like that.
Yeah. So yeah, it was an eventful day overall. For me, with that, and then overall going back to the Iron Man, pretty jacked about him. I'll mess with him more and have more thoughts on him later on, but yeah, I got mine from Entertainment Earth. I would say if you can get one, I always forget 3.0 is through Diamond. So if you can go through your local comic book store typically for 3.0. So I always forget about that. I wish I would have done that with this one. But yeah, really good. Big Dog Pound 1, what up? Thanks for joining. Buddy. All right. So
the War Machine for that line looks really good too.
Who does?
The War Machine from the 3.0.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that whole line right now is, I think that's got a shit ton of potential.
Like on Bibbat, it's already sold out.
Obviously, they're avoiding head sculpts, so that's kind of a bummer. But overall, it's a good thing to see them keep doing them and then not raising the prices a ton on them. Okay, so moving on here. One thing I wanted to get out of the way right away, and this has kind of been building on news, but Dorkside Toys. If you guys haven't seen, they are going out of business. It was about, I don't know, maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks of rumors of people saying that there's some bad stuff happening there. Ultimately, they took down all of their pre-orders, so there's no pre-orders there, but there is a ton of stuff on sale. And I'll be honest, some of the stuff on there seems to be worth the sale, some doesn't. I think, excuse me, if you're ordering now for in-stock items, you're safe, right? If they don't end up shipping it out, or you're having issues with it, you can always file a claim, either on your credit card, PayPal, whatever, against them. You just gotta obviously be conscious of it, not let this go forever. But yeah, if you had pre-orders, sorry, I've heard a lot of people, like even just in October, getting credits, and the credits now are essentially worthless. So that really sucks. But yeah, this first came out from what Ekwan is mentioning here, a disgruntled employee per se. Obviously, we can't confirm or deny that. It seemed like overall a power struggle. I won't go too far into it, just because we don't know what happens behind the scenes overall. And it sounds like essentially they couldn't keep up with demand, things like that. I hadn't worked with them a ton. Did you guys ever order from Dorkside?
No, I never used them.
Yeah, I had one order. It's funny that this happened because I actually had $130 in credit because I ordered a bunch of vintage collection stuff from them, like a lot, and it was shipping, and I had forgot that I ordered it with them, and I was like, hey, forgot that I ordered this. Can I actually cancel this order? And They give me all that in credit. They're like $130 in credit. I think one of them actually shipped, but it shipped to an old address. And they were gonna send me another one. And
I remember
I don't
this now.
remember.
I think.
Huh? I don't remember.
When this happened. Now I think
This happened in February of this year. I think. I don't remember. I think the email's from back in. Well, when I ordered it, it was back in February. It was refunded this year. But anyway, I ordered all that stuff, and then one of them went to an old address, and so I contacted them and let them know, like, hey, can you send me a new one, or like, is there any way that you can fix that, because it went to an old address, I can't get it. And so they were going to send me a new one of those and then give me store credit for everything else I canceled. And so I had store credit. I was going to try and order something that was on there with the store credit, but if you're saying store credit doesn't work, then I got nothing. But
you might be able to try. Someone was, I think it was someone else just wanting, not store credit. But you still have the store credit, Eddie?
Yeah, I should have 100 and some.
You should
give it a shot, man.
Yeah, I would say buy that.
Especially since they already have your money, like they're just letting you basically switch it out.
Okay, this was back in October. They told me, we can certainly cancel your order for you. Your order has been canceled at this time. We can only offer store credit, which is $111 towards future order. This credit has been noted on your account. When you're ready to use it, please contact us with an order number and let us know if we can assist further. So that was back in October that they told me that. So I don't know. I don't know if it'll work or not.
Got it. So, yeah, overall, it doesn't sound super nefarious. It's not the Megalopolis thing that went down. I think they're two different things. I know someone had a post comparing the two about issues. This one person, before this all came out, said, issues fulfilling my last couple recent orders with the last 3 months. Customer service is a pain to get and resolve issues. They have failed to put the most recently revealed waves of Marvel Legends, Star Wars, etc. up for pre-order. Foosh, someone claimed they asked, and Dorkside responds saying they were no longer taking pre-orders, whatever that means. They're unable to give refunds via PayPal now. And I see on other sites people claiming PayPal ceased doing business with them, even though Dorkside is claiming they're no longer doing business with PayPal. Now they are only able to offer store credit or mail a paper check. This is crazy. I'd be very cautious about ordering anything from Dorkside right now. It seems to be the beginning of major financial troubles for them. Smells like Megalopolis Toys debacle all over again. That was nasty. In my opinion, that was completely different because they kept staying open and trying to sell to people and failing at it, and just not literally like stealing money from people. Like, this is just someone going out of business. That's like, in my opinion, you're not getting you can't get angry at someone over that. And like, if PayPal stopped doing business with them, there's only so much they can do. This was the first post that I saw that had came out. Galactic Trade Ship. I believe this one was the one that Ekwan was talking about, but yeah, they talked about a few things that were pretty messed up. Like, they got the Major Blood that broke the action figure internet from Dorkside. Hasbro shipped a rogue case. They sold them to employees and friends. That really sucks. But yeah, I would say, Eddie, try and use that as quick as possible. Obviously, it's coming up. Order that 30.
I saw the Iron Patriot is there, so I just emailed them if I could use my credit on that. We'll see what they say.
Sweet.
Yeah, I was actually looking at that, and I was like, "Oh, is that going on sale? If you guys are going out of business, because I might pick that up actually."
Yeah, there's a couple things on there I saw the other day that I wish I would have pulled the trigger on and didn't. Like, I think they
I
had
was just looking at the 118
a
Pred
sale on a
aliens
couple.
that they had.
Yeah, the Haya Toys ones. But right now the sales aren't like, you know, immense or anything like that. But anyways, yeah, it sucks. That's a major player. I think for a lot of people, they obviously had a major presence in the hobby. It's never happy or good to see someone going out of style. Um, yeah, and you know that's probably a good point, Alvin. It's too risky in my opinion to order now. I think, like I said, if you aren't afraid to fight for your money if you have to, I think you're fine because obviously you'd be able to make a claim within the next couple days if they don't ship it, you know, or week or whatever. It's not the people that a lot of people that got upset are ones who put in pre-orders and then aren't going to get those pre-orders fulfilled, obviously. So that part kind of stinks, but I don't think for the most part they did NRDs, did they? I don't think they. I thought they were one of them that did not do that. I get them mixed up a lot with Empire.
They didn't. They didn't on my stuff that I had on order. It charged when it was shipping.
And that's how I think it typically is. But yeah, I would agree with Equan. Try and use that, obviously. It sucks to see, but I guess they drove themselves into the ground. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I used to order there a lot. Bad Fish said.
It's weird because isn't that one of like that? I think I heard about them through Foosh. Like he would recommend them all the time.
Foosh, they're on like Toy Arc. They're on a lot of major players as being advertised. They've been around since I can remember collecting, which is 10 plus years. But it sucks to see them going outside. I don't know if it's like a money issue. A lot of people keep saying financial issues, and that's obviously like kind of what the post went to. It seemed I would almost from also reading a few things, and this is all speculation. Note, I don't know Jack. Obviously, most likely most of us don't. But it seemed like he had issues with other employees, and eventually bandwidth became an issue. But overall, it sucks. Be cautious of them. Be aware if you are going to order with stuff. Be ready to claim your money if you don't get your order. And if you find a sale on there or you have store credit, like in Eddie's case, to use up. But yeah, just wanted to touch on that real quick. Now, moving on here to our plug for the Collecting Weekly Holiday Giveaway with the Hot Toys. This is all in thanks to Lane. This is going on right now, and the drawing for it is next Tuesday, right? Isn't it? I'd have to look that up again. But make sure you get that in here. And then our Small Talk Selfie Series giveaway. You have probably about, I want to do it for the next show. Now we got to figure out on how we're going to do that, because obviously our next show takes place on the Thursday before Christmas, the 22nd. I will actually be most likely out of town, so what we might do is either, I'm not sure what we'll do yet. It may be a pre-record, and then maybe a separate live drawing, or we'll just do it on the pre-record in, a random generator or wheel. But you will win a selfie series through Hasbro Pulse. I think it's about an $80 value. Where you can obviously get your picture on a plethora of different figures of your choosing. And then you will get the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Bounty Hunters Boba Fett in disguise.
That is awesome practice.
So, yeah. thing's so. I don't want to rip off the.
Velcro, I see that selfie. Dude, that's cool.
Yeah. So it was kind of hard to get. I'm guessing there might be more to trickle in time. Zach was kind of. He was trying to have me sell this or give this to him when I told him that I was going to add this in. So you get this and a selfie series. This will be immediate, and then the selfie series will, that takes time, I believe, for them to make it, print it out, whatever, and then get it to you. So at least you have a figure in the meantime while you're waiting for that. But yeah, you get to play with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Lane already does that, so.
You're so funny.
So the other big thing going on, everyone. This is pretty big. We have our annual collecting weekly awards going on right now. Make sure you go and vote. This is my favorite time of the year. Everyone laughs at me because I get overly into it every year. But I love it. I think it's a lot of fun. It's some of the most fun I have excuse me, throughout the entire year. And there's a lot to discuss this year, I think. For us, we typically kind of cover, we'll talk about most improved overall, best under 35, non-traditional, and then best 1/12. We can maybe, throw in there figure of the year from time to time. But overall, this is probably the most happy I've been with the nominations, and seeing what has been, I guess, overall nominated. I think it's pretty fair for the most part on what went up. For instance, I think the most improved. I've said it all year long. I probably have to stick with my guns and say MAFEX is definitely up there. Best overall, I've said for Horsemen, just for what they do with and for the community and the way they orchestrate their business, pricing, customer service, all of it. It's been fantastic. Best under 35. Excuse me. There's a ton here that could have been considered. And this was one that I advocated to go up. It used to be under 30, and I just kind of essentially joked around that it was too much. I guess it was just, there's too many figures over $30 nowadays, so we'd had to up that. Now, if you guys want to vote, go to Ox. It is one of our pinned posts there, and you have a chance at, obviously, your giveaway. So, looking at this, guys, I know it's kind of small, but what do you guys think of this, Sean? I know you have a figure on here that you were hoping for. I thought, wasn't Buzz on here? Maybe not, but you wanted Buzz on there. Oh yeah, there he is under best
Buzz
112.
Yeah.
So, what do you think?
I agree with you with MAFEX. I think that they have a good chance in the running for most improved. But I also think I might have voted for 3-0. Like, I was jumping between the two of them. But at the same time, I was still kind of leaning more towards the MAFEX, though. For the next category, I voted for Horseman. I think they have the best, like, out of the box 1/12 stuff, like, just from everything I've seen, and then being able to experience the Alithia wave and stuff like that. So I really enjoyed that a lot. And like you've said, with the customer service and how vocal they are, and second chances to get other figures and stuff like that. I think a close second for that would be McFarlane. Just with how much they put out, they're very vocal with the live shows and stuff like that. I only have
And
one. Go ahead.
And it's cool to see them embrace the comic stuff too. You know.
Yeah, you know, really
What
gets
do they call those again?
the page punchers, right?
Yes, page punchers.
Yeah.
That line is pretty cool.
I think I can't tell, what is this? The under 35. I think I voted Ahsoka. I just think she looks really cool, and if I was getting the Black Series, I would definitely have picked that up.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And of course the Galactus. I voted for Galactus.
Yeah, I mean that to me, non-traditional is actually that's got to be one of the most competitive ones this year, because that Hammond T-Rex
is good.
Was enormous this year. That was probably one of the top, like that'll win like some actual like national awards this year, and it's really hard to say anything should be over Galactus,
but for that best 112th, I do want Buzz to be on there, and I didn't vote for him like initially, like I didn't during the first round of voting. So it's cool to see him on there, but I did go with the 3-0 Hulkbuster. I just think that thing is just too impressive, and like Buzz is really cool. But I just think that the Hulkbuster just has way more. It's versatile, you know. Yeah, you still got to buy an extra figure if you want to take it there all the way and stuff. But even by itself, you know. It's just watching Eddie unbox it and stuff like that. It was an amazing figure. You're on mute.
Eddie is very contemplative.
Dylan is muted,
Yeah.
so I don't know who he's
Dylan,
talking.
you're on mute.
Sick. Oh my god, you guys let me go a while there. I was
He
like,
said
said
you're on mute, but
something.
you didn't hear him.
no, I didn't. My bad.
Oh,
We'll
Okay.
clip that for the next show.
No, that's overplayed. Just kidding. Joke is that was the clip for last show with Sean doing it. Sean did it like twice or 3 times. in
Oh,
one
it's like
show.
my thing now, right?
So let's see. I was gonna order something from Dorkside. They were a great store before. Yes, they were. That is a big bummer. They were probably making purchases by borrowing on credit. Those rates are ridiculous. Now he's selling things under retail as soon as he got it. And then Alvin said, how ironic. As soon as he said Hasbro Pulse, I got an alert that my Victory Sabers are shipping. Speaking of which, someone was saying, oh yeah, Eddie, when you were saying how quick yours shipped, I always say that their timelines are not an object. Like someone mentioned that they ship out in the comments too. I've said that multiple times, that they should be on there. Let me see here. Hope there's demand. Trevor with 1-6 shooter. Where is the Headless Horseman? That would have been mine. Okay, actually, it would have been close. I had that one, or I really like Is it Baron Volgar? I'm always wondering if I pronounce him right. But I really liked for what I think Baron Volgar would have been my under 35. Or no, he wasn't technically under 35. But that one was probably like one of my favorite Mythic Legions. I really did like the Headless Horseman. My only thing is it was almost unfair because it's kind of 2 figures. I kind of like stray away from them, but that is an amazing figure, and I know that's winning a lot of other people's awards, or at least like in their top 10s. So that, yeah, Baron Volgar. That one is an amazing figure. I think that one will get a second chance when they do the that one will get a second chance when they do the regular release of that. or the second release of it, however they do. I'm guessing it's going to be retail. I think that one will get put on the map more then, and I hope it does show up next year. So, I think that's big. Thanks for tuning in, Trevor. We got, let's see, I think we're all caught up here for the most part. Eddie, what do you think? What's your thoughts?
I don't want to talk about this. There's so
Why?
much about this nominations upset me that I just... If I was in any of the chats, I would have argued to death for half of these. So most improved, I feel like MAFEX is the only one in there that needed improvement. I don't think So Toys should be on there. I don't think if it's not licensed, it should count. I feel like that should automatically take that one out because they have no excuse to not suck. 3-0 has always been pretty good, so I don't see how they've improved at all. Sideshow's going down continuously. Iconic, they were good since the beginning. Like, he's doing great things. If anything, Iconic should be in best overall because he's so good. So MAFEX is the only one that I think can win that at all. Best overall, not Hot Toys. It's between McFarlane and Four Horsemen. I don't know why. I know why EXO's in there. No comment at all to that.
Don't worry. I'm going to make a comment in relation to that later.
So yeah, best overall should be easily between McFarlane and Horseman. Yeah, I know Alvin, but he's a nice guy and he does do great things with what he does. So that's why he's in there.
Yeah, I've said this from the very beginning. Best overall company, I think I interpret much differently than most people. I don't take it as best overall products. I take it as best overall company. Big difference.
Yeah, like
Hot Toys has
what
great
they're
products.
doing. Yeah,
They're typically not the best company at communication, the way they do things. Obviously, people are getting sick of reissues. Outside of just John now. So, like, they, in my opinion, Hot Toys won this, like, the first 2 or 3 years, and it was just because it's what everyone liked the most product-wise. I always went kicking and screaming every year saying I think it needs to be the best, like, customer service, the best communication, all of the things, essentially, yes. Like, including with your product, your brand, all of that. There's a lot that goes into that, in my opinion, and for what Four Horsemen did for me, or from what I was able to see this year, it was second to none. The way that they did that extra auction for one of their super fans.
Yeah, but they haven't put anything out.
Shouldn't
put a damn guy into tears. What'd you say, Lane?
He said by that account, InArt should be there.
No,
for most
I would disagree.
Or yeah, I don't know
Best
what you're
overall.
talking about.
No, they haven't put out a product. They actually have to have something out.
Price should come into account for
Studios.
best overall. They are way overpriced.
Right.
They're overpriced.
Yeah, like value. Yep.
Yeah, that's why I think McFarlane Toys.
No. He said how the company handles itself. That's different. Like a company's got to put something. All these other companies, whatever you think, it put product out
But
along
even
with
how
the company.
Yeah, product is in there. I listed that on my list of like things that play into best overall. Product is there. It's just not the only thing, I don't think. But yeah, in our how do they win when we haven't had anything?
They're a next year where we might be talking about those
They're
guys.
not even. I don't think they'll ever be best overall in my opinion.
Well, I'm just saying they might be in the argument because they'll have some stuff out.
Yeah,
right.
Actually, we'll have 3 or 4 or whatever number figures.
Yeah, if I had to. It would be McFarlane or Four Horsemen for best overall. Under 35, I don't have any of those, but I don't feel, this is a hot take, I don't feel Black Series or Marvel Legends should be in there ever because they're all the same figure, just different characters, essentially. So that really, I don't understand that.
My counter to that, Eddie, would be, for the most part, you're right. You're not wrong, but they definitely do. You know how we always talk about how they put more work into some figures and then other ones just get absolutely shafted, and it's because the ones we get shafted on are help paying for the like ones
The
that
big
come
ones.
with a
Yeah,
lot. I think those ones that come with a lot should still get attention.
Recognize?
Yeah, recognized in a sense, but
None, the ones that are up there didn't come with a lot. So
right.
I'll keep
this
my
is
mouth shut.
yeah, bad fish. This is why I'm not allowed to do stuff anymore. So under 35, I guess it would have to go to Gohan or Ronin, and probably Ronin, honestly, just because I don't know. In a sense, SHF stuff is kind of the same too. It's just like Black Series or anything else. It's a Goku figure with a Gohan head on it. Like they're not much different from each other. And I know Dean will have a field day with that one.
Yeah.
In best
No, he's been saying
non-traditional,
that. Dean's kind of been saying that off
really?
and on. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's, but I mean, there's some. If there were some unwanted, like Imperfect Cell, that's a very original figure. Imperfect.
yeah,
Cell.
there are some like I remember Majin Buu one year.
Yeah,
That was a really
like,
good figure.
Yeah. There's.
But when it's like the Saiyans are pretty much the same. So if it would have to be a villain.
Some of them. Yeah.
Well, actually, I did like the Super Saiyan 4 stuff they did.
Yeah,
recently,
that was gonna be. I didn't think about the under $35 thing so much. I was thinking because I would have had on there like more 12th scale ish kind of thing with this. Let me.
That's
shut
what's
up.
dominated
It's Eddie's time to talk.
Oh, what's the Mando in best non-traditional? What Mando is that?
Oh, that's what's his name? He's the one who steals the suit, or not steals the suit, but finds Boba Fett's suit.
No, he's talking about
not under 35. The Mandalorian that's at the top of best non-traditional. What figure?
That's
is
Hot
that?
Toys quarter scale.
Oh, quarter scale. Okay, I guess Galactus would win that one for me because all the rest are. I mean, Ronin would win under 35 for me, so I wouldn't pick him for non-traditional.
Yeah.
Third party, I haven't seen any of these. I'm surprised that Kingpin is in there so much. I've never seen that, but I don't know. I guess I'm just surprised. So I don't know anything about that. That choice third party is not. I don't know. I don't know anything about those. Best head sculpt, it would probably be that damn Toys Godfather because that shit is an insane figure.
It is.
112 would probably go to. I don't know. That one's probably the hardest section. I don't know what the top Batman is. Is that Beast Kingdom?
That's Mezco.
Oh,
it's Mezco's. They're like golden. So the first one of that is the one that was the 2-pack with.
Oh, okay.
With Two-Face, and then they did the single, and that one was blue and gray, and this one is gray. I think like in a sense they're the same figure, right? Just different colors. So I think I told Zach just use the gray one since that was the alone one.
Best 112 might be my favorite. Like I agree with all those are all worthy of being in there. But I don't know what I'd pick. Probably I don't know. That's a hard one. That Wolverine is really good. Comes with an insane amount of accessories, so that's a hard one. 1/6, I guess if the damn toys didn't win, I don't know. Maybe the Luke. I don't know. I don't like half of those. And figure of the year. If I didn't give it to Hulkbuster in 112, would be that one probably. Yeah, I'm surprised. I'd have to look more in depth at what came out this year, but I feel like I just don't like award shows. I think me and Dylan have talked about this forever.
I love them.
It's so subjective and
it is.
Well, Game Awards were tonight. We've been missing they just announced Jedi Survivor and killed the Justice League, and they just dated it May 23rd, but. Not sure if it's a good or bad thing. They finished the trailer off with apparently Kevin Conroy voiced Batman and killed the Justice League because they finished with his famous Batman, the animated series lines where he says, I am Batman, I am the night. And I went, for some reason, this is cool, but I also feel like kind of cringing up just a tiny bit too, since dude only died not even a month ago.
Yeah. Go ahead, Lane. You can.
Okay, sorry. I didn't want to let you finish.
One second here. I want to get to the chat and then we'll go to you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Lane, just catch up. 1/6 shooter, you said, where's Headless Horseman? I agree. That could/should be on there. Most likely. It'll be on a lot of other people's lists, that's for sure. Damn Toys Godfather is fantastic, but Miles is the best 1/6 of the year. Fair. I disagree, but that's why this is fun.
100%.
The Godfather went on sale at Sideshow. I was so tempted, but I need to stay focused.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's in the BOGO thing. I actually might get it at some point. I think it was on one of their daily deals, and I missed it there.
Damn.
Gandalf the White is good, but a little too tan. Alvin disagrees. He says so should definitely count. And then everyone's agreeing with the iconic, or your guys' iconic takes. And then he said McFarlane. And then
we should probably go ahead, read the last one, and I'll say it.
So this one is exactly what I'm saying. 1/6 shooter says bias, but nobody's, and he's saying bias because he does photography for them.
Yeah.
He says, but nobody's more in tune with their customers. I agree, 100%. They're the only company I have seen in this industry that actually embraces their community and fans. So many times you see companies kind of like us versus them type mentality. These guys are the only guys that I have seen them fully embrace them and say, here, customize all you want. Here's the guidelines though for it, for us to promote it or, whatever at that point. And then, more overall. But yeah, again, not to mention communication. They send out updates they have weekly videos where, they tell you where things are at as far as your orders, your pre-orders. They handle, even though they on their direct store, they take your money up front. They handle communicating how release dates are coming out, in a good enough way to where it doesn't make me feel afraid ever. But yeah, that was overall. I think I'm fairly caught up. You guys include so much. Hot Toys didn't make the cut.
So these picks aren't our picks or like Sean and Dylan's picks. These aren't small talk picks. Right. These are voted on a poll that Zach puts out, and you get to enter in whatever figures you want, and then they, based off of what figures were chose the most in each category, they pick those figures and they put them on into the final lineup. So I think it would be kind of cool if you guys did do your own, this is what we think won. Did we do that last year? I don't remember. I think we did. We picked what we think should have won.
Correct.
In each category for each company or something like that.
Yep, we did do that this year. It was, I don't think you made it to that show though.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that's actually my favorite, where we just call out a bunch of figures that we want, right, Sean? And we focus on ones that we think should be getting attention. That came from me wanting to do that, came from figures getting left out that get released in December, because technically nominations go up in November, mid to end of November. There's a lot of releases that get cut off in December. December is a huge shipping month. For instance, this 30 Mark 46.
There's been a lot as we've been talking about.
So that's a big thing that I have always advocated for, is making sure that ones that get released in that time frame don't get screwed out just because of when they got released. I don't think that's fair. So avoiding recency bias is always a thing that comes up every year for me. But yeah, that's what I really like a lot, is when we do that show outlining, figures we liked on the year. There's a couple MAFEX in there that we had talked about. But for the most part, some of MAFEX's biggest releases were reissues, so I think that was a big reason. I'm fine with a lot of those ones getting left off. The reissue ones, like the Spider-Man, Venom, Carnage, those were all for the most part reissues. So I was fine with that. So yeah, from there, Lane, take it away.
Okay. So, just playing off some news, I would probably say, because it's hard for me for most improved, because I haven't necessarily bought a ton of figures, but from like MAFEX or a smaller scale. But I do kind of agree. I think with Soso as a third party, I think they really, from a production side of things, have done a fantastic, like that Gambit, I think is amazing that they put the card dealer or whatever. I forget what the name of it was. They actually called it. I would probably
be hilarious.
I forget. I'm sorry, guys. I don't remember the exact name. I personally do not buy third party figures.
I think
I
it
might
was like
buy a
Cajun
sculpt or
card
something.
dealer.
Yeah, Cajun card dealer or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
From those, I would probably go with 3-0, just because I think some of the Transformers figures that they like put out, like the Prime, the Revenge of the Fallen Prime, I thought was really, really good. The Jet Power School, trying to put those things together are one of the worst things you could ever punishingly do to yourself. Decide of, I don't know, putting together like a third scale or quarter scale Bayverse Transformers statue from Prime 1. Because that's one of the most punishing things you could ever do to you in your life. So I would I voted actually for 3-0 in that. For best overall, okay. So I'm not familiar with Four Horsemen, so I was coming in with not being familiar with them because I haven't bought anything from them and wasn't very familiar. I'm sorry, but I need to lower the boom here on EXO for a second for being best overall. Where to first, I would say back to Dylan's point about how the company handles things. I would point to Kirk from first Star Trek movie, where the owner of the company says, yeah, we only made enough and where you're not going to be able to get any ones. We can't replace it. You can't any parts. If it gets lost into the ether of, the USPS, sorry, we'll have to send your money back, but you won't get the figure. Like, I was like, how does we destroy the molds and they're gone? Now I know that's one instance. They put out a lot of figures, but I'm just saying when we're talking about the best of the year, I would go, like that to me kind of left a sour taste in my mouth a little bit. And I know a lot of people jumped on it, and maybe that's one release of many they put out. So I'm not saying that's like the whole crush them thing or anything like that.
Plus, they only make Star Trek figures. Who the fuck?
Well, I mean, yeah, but that's what they were built to do. And I'm a Star Trek fan of a lot of the old series. However, all I'm going to say is for the production side of things with this is I still have nightmares when I think of all of the Voyager figures with Miss Catherine Chubby Cheeks, Dr. Picardo in that figure, or the haunter of my nightmares, seven of Yuck, that they put out. Like the head sculpts and the body for those things looked awful. I'm sorry, I don't care what anybody says. They look terrible to me, those figures. The Voyager line. And the guys, that's just my opinion on them. I think those Voyager figures look awful. Like awful. Now that's only one quarter. There have been some good ones. I think like the Data and Picard from First Contact, those first ones they put out. I don't know if that counts as this year or last year, but like I thought those were really good. I think they've been really hit and miss. So X06, I am just really, they to me shouldn't be on the list. I think they've had too many misses. They've had some of that customer service stuff. They get stuff out faster. They don't take a year and a half, so that is a plus. They didn't take 3 years almost to get Loki out. However, overall for me, I think I voted for Hot Toys. I know a lot of people like to give them crap, but they're still the king. Their Contact 2 people is only one level below Prime 1 for telling anybody anything. But they've put out more figures than they ever have this year. Like a lot. They put out a lot of product. Okay, there's been some really bad ones like Doc Brown. Like Doc Brown, I think was a big fail. But I think they've had some really, really good ones. They put out a lot of stuff. I wish, like a lot of people, I wish they would divide up their lineup into more stuff. I know they're going to have like a RoboCop next year and some other stuff, one-off stuff. But they were my favorite because I think overall they've put out a lot of stuff. When the people have asked for changes for like head sculpts and stuff, I'm not talking about Tony Stank, but like Wenwu, a figure nobody remembers here, but in Asia is really popular. The Mandarin figure, they changed the head sculpt up because it already looked pretty good, but they made it way better. So hopefully the production one of that will look good. I think some of their they're going into more vehicles like the Step with Anakin, the Tumbler. I'm really impressed because I have you're gonna have a hard time seeing it back up there, but I've got the Mando swoop bike. The paint apps on that thing are amazing. When Hot Toys is off, they're off, but when they have been on to me this year, they have been stellar. So, and if you think I'm shilling Hot Toys a little bit here because that's what I mostly collect, well, I can't change your mind on that, but that's how I felt when I came to the end of that. Now, sorry, I spent way more time Dylan there talking than I meant to on that, but I needed to lower the boom on XF6 a little bit. They're bad, just. But I know they're cheaper than Hot Toys too, but I still have certain expectations I think they need to meet with how they do stuff. Now, for 35, I'm kind of an Eddie's camp a little bit. I guess of the ones available from this, I would probably go Rodin. Honestly, the that I think just because I think it ties in the story, the look, the suit. I think they really nailed stuff. I actually think the Cop Vamp looks really cool. Like, I think I don't love the head sculpt to it completely, but for the size of it, I think they did a good job with, is it Tim Oliphant? That's how you say his name, or Oliphant? Yeah. I think for the scale, I think they did actually a pretty good job. And they also actually did a skull, a actual head sculpt for Axe Wolves. So there's a plus too. Non-traditional, I would probably go Galactus. Although for me, I like none of those I bought, so it's a little. And I wouldn't say Last Ronin since we would say the other one. Same thing as Eddie. Best third party, I'm going to go with the Cajun Card Dealer. I think they nailed Gambit. Like, I think to me, I could say not like Jim Lee, but I could see that being like coming off the comic page alive. That the Cajun Card Dealer, to me, is so Toys nailed that one. For best head sculpt, I like the Vito Corleone. I think that's probably the best to me. It's not my figure of the year, but I think it's the best head sculpt. Best 112, I'm going Hulkbuster. I saw Eddie have the Hulkbuster and was like, well, that thing's pretty amazing. I love the engineering to it. It's a freaking size practically of a 6 scale. I just think they really did a nice job. I do admit I'm not as familiar with. I know I've seen the Buzz. The Buzz was really cool too. I'm not gonna dismiss that, but I'm not as familiar with the Wolverine or the Batman. But I went off the ones I knew more about from this list. However, the best 6 scale to me of the ones that we were presented is probably going to be my figure of the year. I voted it for best 6 scale. Is definitely this Batman Magella.
Okay. Yep.
This, to me,
good looking one.
It is. It's hard to argue with.
Yeah. Now, guys, I'm going to preface this. Now, do you guys know? So this is you, Eddie, Sean, Dylan. Was there any preference for these figures where it included accessory, other stuff, and it was just the figure? Or is it the whole package? I took it to mean whole package. That's why I voted for this guy. Do I think Boba, even with the head, really, I think this head sculpt is amazing. This is number 2 to me of the head sculpts for the year.
I think that it should encase everything, which is why I try and avoid double packs or, items with like a horse.
Like the Nightmare Batman and Superman or something like that.
Right, yeah, like for instance, Headless Horseman. In my opinion, it should involve everything it comes with.
Okay.
So yeah, and it's however you want to discuss value as well. Like I've always said, people.
Well, he's $390, and I think for what he comes with and everything, the presents. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to get too much like showing off here or anything like that, but I think Boba with the accessories. To me, this is a very good Boba Fett. but not necessarily the best one. I think you could make an argument. Maybe the Arena Fett is maybe the best one.
Arena.
Yeah, even though he doesn't come, I'm not, even though he doesn't come with the head sculpt, but I think that one, just to look and how it nails it. But, and I own like the staff and stuff, guys, so I've gotten some accessories and stuff. But I think this is the coolest. I think this accessory knocks it off the top. This throne is one of the coolest things I think Hot Toys has made in probably a long, long time. So I admit I'm biased. I'm a very big fan of Hot Toys, but that's why he's the 6 scale figure. I like the Gandalf, but I'm not like the biggest fan of Shadowfax. So, like you were saying, where you include everything in it. And for figure of the year, I'm probably what did I choose? Boba. I think I choose Boba too. I admit I'm very biased towards this, really, because I like literally pre-ordered this day one. Like I had it paid off like in August of 2021. That's how quickly cool. Like I was in for it. So that was my stuff.
Well, the only one of these I've actually seen in person is the Luke. I saw that at
Luke's good. Luke's very good.
I saw that at Celebration, and I don't think I saw him with the head sculpt on. I think he had the helmet on. But yeah, it looked really awesome. So
I would just say if I owned it, I might have a slightly different opinion, at least for what you can do with the figure. Not for head sculpt, but like overall, that the Spider-Man, the Miles Morales from the movie, that one's supposed to like that one is one I think you could make a case for. It's just I think this Boba with everything, with the head sculpt it comes with the throne. I think I don't know for you guys, price point to me can figure into a little bit like how does it work and what do you get with it as well when you consider it. I know it's $390, so it's not cheap, but I think everything that came with that and everything, it just that was why I kind of came to that conclusion. So he's not the best head sculpt. I do agree. I think that Vito Corleone is the best this year for that. I'm sorry if I talked way too long there.
Passionate.
No, and anybody who we have collect Exo 6, I do apologize if maybe I come a little aggressive on Exo 6.
Fuck Star Trek, man.
But I'm a Star Trek fan.
I know,
I know, but those figures and stuff. Now, if they would also maybe start doing like the next generation and like original series more, like the regular cast, I might buy those. But they're waiting until like whenever their license.
Yeah, I know. 1/6 shooter. I know. I thought that's why he said that. I didn't. He threw that quip in there, and I thought he was talking about Gandalf but he was like, "Oh, the headless horseman." But I know what Dylan was saying. I know what he was saying.
But I thought this was a cool vote, though.
Gandalf won't win this for me in my defense. Like I didn't vote for Gandalf at all. So this is what I went with what we have here, and I agree. So Jason's kind of talking how he wishes, in a sense, that there should be more G.I. Joes. He said there's not one G.I. Joe on there. There is. There's the bat. Yep, he's on there.
I love the bat. I think the bat's cool.
Right. But yeah, I do agree that G.I. Joes are typically very well done.
I saw a G.I. Joe at Target the other day, and I think it was a rare one. I was going to ask Dylan, but I was like, nah, I don't have a lot of good service in Target. He won't answer me in time. But I saw was it a Python? He had like a helmet with a yellow visor.
The Alley Viper.
Is that what it
is?
Not talking but it was like the Python one. It had like the little Python emblem or something.
Are you talking about the orange and blue ones?
It wasn't orange and blue. It was black and yellow and red, I think.
That's Python Patrol.
Okay. Is that a hard one to find, Lane?
I don't know. I'm familiar that they had put out Python Patrol and Tiger Force, like new figures from it.
I saw that one and I was like, I think this one's probably hard to find, but I was like, whatever.
Yeah. So, On here, I'll just quickly go through mine and then we'll move on to news, or we'll go. Actually, I think we have the first opportunity for bonus entries, and then we'll quick fly through the news. So mine, I already mentioned MAFEX for most improved. That was pretty far away for me with those ones. I didn't know So had to improve so much. Same with 3-0. Sideshow could maybe be the only one you talked me into it. Iconic is just ignorance. To be honest, I don't know much there. Best overall, 4 Horsemen I've mentioned a couple times. Best under 35, I would most likely go with Ronin. I understand the bat, but I think that Ronin was such an epic figure. Non-traditional, like I said, that's closer than it feels like it should be to me between Galactus and the Hammond Rex. The Hammond Rex just changed the game in so many different ways. Did a lot for the Jurassic Park collecting community. Between those two, I believe I actually voted for that one, but Galactus probably should win that one and will win that one. Third party, the one that impressed me the most from everything I've seen with them, I think that's Cloud. I don't know a ton about that one. But
that's
the
Loki.
Yeah. The Loki one was the one that blew me away probably the most there. For head sculpt, I would say either Boba Fett or Vito. Best 112 scale, I said Hulkbuster. Best 1/6, I believe I said Vito again, but I would understand Boba. And then figure of the year, I said the Hulkbuster. I just think there's so much to it. So, we got. That's.
Could I
think
mention
how
one
I
figure
voted
that
there.
I would have said I might have tried to put in, like for the 6 scale and figure of the year, that not on here, but I would have probably, if I was helping to contribute to it, I would have said possibly, and this is more for the chat response than your guys's. I might have said Echo from Bad Batch. That has a really epic head sculpt. The armor for that is really cool. The extra pieces that it comes with, the armor placements and stuff. I mean, it's got a giant, what looks like basically he's got a giant arm meat tenderizer, space meat tenderizer. What more could you want? It's an extra piece. So right. I might have said for him, at least for 6 scale, I might have had him on there. I really like the Luke and stuff. Like, I know that's a lot of people would never choose it.
Eddie's got meat tenderizers too.
Wow. You had to throw that in there because I got you.
Sorry, I just wanted to mention that and see if anybody, if in chat, what would
that's
you
a good one. That's a good one, Lane.
I really like that.
I would have put that in there over Miles, for sure.
Yeah, sorry. Anyway, so letting you guys get going here, but I just wanted to ask that because that was one figure I was thinking, since we already had one, clone on there, maybe mention one other clone. Anyway, sorry, letting you guys get back on track.
No, that's good. That's a good call there. Just catch up in the community here. Honestly, I think Dracula is the best. Dracula is very good as well. The only thing that throws me off whenever I look at things on that is when that's the one that's got light up eyes, right? I believe he does.
I don't know.
That throws me off, but it is a really good, well done figure as well from what I've seen. He says Vito is close, but not 100%. Equan said, now I saw the pay on those full of those Python patrols.
I didn't know.
Python patrols. Interesting. Badfish voted for Cloud. That's just he's just a Dean burner account. That's okay. Just kidding, Badfish. Love you. Alvin said, Echo's great for the price. And then 16 Shooter said so Herman was great too. I think it came out in 2022. It was close.
If that was 2022, then I agree with you, 6 Shooter. I would have put that in third party or best 1/6.
Which one's Herman?
Yeah, what is that supposed to? Who is it
it's
actually?
It's the guy from Watchmen. Rorschach.
Oh, Rorschach.
Oh, Rorschach. Yeah. Okay. I have seen that one actually pop up
figure, dude.
Yeah, I've seen that one pop up as like figure of the year for some people as well. Actually.
Yeah.
So
that was great.
I agree. Okay, so we'll kick off here into the news. So sorry, it's after McFarlane is where the trivia is. So, Mezco actually had some news. The last couple shows they haven't had any. We had the first one is one that we had teased. It's Cousin Eddie. It's Eddie and Bella Forever edition. Forever edition. $95 January of next year, 2023. So coming out fairly soon. Looks pretty cool, actually. I'm kind of excited for him. He comes with Bella, his dog, obviously, with the chain. Excuse me, sorry. He's got like a onesie, like piece on him, 2 head sculpts, couple hats, chains, like cleaver, knives.
That's the Batman flight suit from Pattinson Batman that he stole.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Velvet. But he's got like beer and foam. Shooting effects. I do like his gun designs with the black and gold. I think that's sharp. And then he comes with a case full of diamonds, which is cool.
Are those all little individual? That looks like something that's waiting to get lost in 5 seconds.
100%.
Yep. Dude, that black and gold M16 looks just how it looked on Call of Duty Black Ops. That's literally how the M16 looked. That's sick.
Yeah. You know, it's the first. You know, it's the thing I think about with those little diamonds, though, is that just for comparison, guys, just so how much this can be, is the because I'm getting the J&D Harley, statue, like $225 to $3,000 statue. One of the things it comes with is little glass that you can take out of a bag and dump out onto the thing and go everywhere. And I was like, okay. So you would dump that out, and then they can get lost in 5 seconds. So hey, there's something $100 figure and a $3,000 statue share.
I don't like that.
And you're like, why?
Yeah,
you're like, why?
I love that gimmicky shit. I am a sucker for it.
Is this still available, Dylan?
This guy, he's on wait list, I believe.
Sign up for the wait list.
Yeah, I would if you're considering it. You could. I would say you'd probably have a decent chance of getting on there. What I think also is great with this, what's worth pointing out, is this is the first figure I've seen with actual blunts as an accessory.
Oh, what is the flame thing?
So, there's beer foam effects, and then there's the beer spray. And then 3 unlit smokes, which are these ones, and then 3 lit smokes, which are these ones.
The flame, so the thing in between the blunts and the bottle, that's a
Molotov.
So you could
like
put
a Molotov.
that, so you could put it in there. That's sick.
That's cool.
Dude, dang man,
they give this guy quite a bit of stuff. What's his price point? Was when it's
$95.
And the
so
fact
really
that his
pretty
name
fair.
is Eddie is cool.
Yeah,
that's cool. What is this from?
We should just name yourself Cousin Eddie. So this is their own IP, their license they've done themselves. It's called Rumble Society. It's kind of their own universe they've created of their own figures. It's the same one as like Mezco the Roach, like all those ones too. So we've seen Cousin Eddie one time in last year's Christmas release. He came in that advent calendar type thing. But yeah, this guy looks really awesome. I was excited for him actually, and even though I've bitched about re-releases a bunch, I do like some of the stuff this guy comes with, what he's able to go with there. But yeah, I like the different things that he comes with that we haven't seen before in particular. So moving on, we also have the Pink Skulls Chaos Club, the Unholy Encore Capsule Edition. So this is kind of a re-release. A few things are different I wanted to point out. But again, this one comes with their vinyl record and then a poster that I love on there. Says secondary market suckers. They make a lot. These guys in general joke a lot around or joke a lot about like collectors, and it's really satire kind of. So these are the 3 different versions that we have seen. This is the newest one on the left for the Pink Skulls Chaos Club. This was the very first one, the tin that went for like $800 and it was like $225. These two, this one is the one that I recently got that came out within the last 6 months or so. And then this is the newest one. So they're all very similar. You can see the differences there. Now, I'm going to compare the accessories with the Gig from Hell box set. So you guys can kind of see the differences there. Looks the same apart from a few colors here and there, as far as like the guitar drum set is a little bit different. And the mic is a little bit different, I think. And then their clothes, they just kind of swapped them. So they're in the Gig from Hell. They show the striped shirts in there, whereas the Unholy, I think they already show them with them on. So yeah, so it comes essentially with the same stuff. They just kind of flip-flop it, which is kind of odd. But different colored sunglasses. Let's see here. Nothing else that I can see there as far as like all the different hats, masks, gun.
Yeah, different colored hats. Has the pink on it.
Yep, different colored hats, and then the pink ribbon around the fedora one there.
And then like the ball cap looking one at the end is different.
Different color.
It's black. Yeah.
Yep, the sailor hats are different. So yeah, just mainly colors is the biggest difference. The sticker set and bases look to be the same as far as I can tell. But yeah, for the most part, from one notable thing I wanted to throw out there is this was showing as waitlisted. And then when people, and I saw this too myself, and I finally saw someone point it out that I wasn't crazy that it was new, because I didn't really think about it. But I added it to my cart to join waitlist, and it said back order instead of waitlist. So I think that may mean it might fulfill, just no idea when. So I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, so $300 for all three of these guys. It's honestly loaded. It's worth what you get. Like 3 figures, shit ton of accessories. If you're worried about price point, then you just don't see the value in the accessories, because you get a lot with it, right? So yeah, it's honestly pretty cool. Another good chance at the pink skulls. Again, I would prefer them to have new releases, but at this point, they're trying to help out the secondary market. I think that still scalps the hell out of these things. So that's their way of kind of combating it. And then this is their first ever only. Oh no, this would be actually, I think first ever actual reissue. I think, right? We haven't seen it. We kind of saw it with like the Friday the 13th Jason before, I think, maybe. I think we saw it once with him. But this is the most recent, and maybe like one of 2 or one of 3 reissues Mezco has ever done. This is the Holiday Gomez. They released him last year. It's the same figure. It's up right now in stock. They say if you order by the 12th, it'll get there by Christmas. $95 shipping now. And then this one was a big one. A lot of people were waiting on. Eddie, I know you were excited for this when they showed it, but this is the Dick Tracy and Flat Top box set. $195 due of Q4 of next year. So it's a 2-pack. That's the reason for the $195. I think it's pretty well done from what I was able to see with others. It seems to be as well. A little bit spendy in my opinion. Like you're looking at about $97, $98 a figure, which is on the higher end for them. They do come with quite a bit, but it is a little bit spendy in my opinion. What do you guys think of this, or if you guys have any opinions on it?
How much was the total price?
$195 before shipping.
Yeah, I wonder if that's because it's a hard license to get or something. I don't know, because I don't see a lot of Dick Tracy stuff.
It might be. It could just be. There is a lot of soft goods as well. Like the Flat Top's got his extra coat, and so does Dick Tracy. Other than that, I'm not exactly sure. Like these guns, we've seen them a lot. Not super hard for them to do. A few things are new here. But yeah, it could be the license. It also could be it could be just the fact that they might not sell well, so they got to make sure they get their money out of it as well.
Maybe.
But overall, it's interesting. It's different, right? That's the biggest thing I've always appreciated about Mezco. I'll go down swinging with is they do different things. They try different licenses, right?
They look, I mean, it's expensive to buy if you don't want it for it being Dick Tracy and Flat Top, but they look like good goons, like mob guys, or like Dick Tracy could just be a henchman or something,
Yeah.
for your figure photography. Or same thing with Flat Top, you could be a villain, henchman, anything. Like, they're really good for that, and the weapons they come with are really good for that too. So
if you're doing a Batman setup or something,
that's what I was gonna say. They'd go well with that Golden Age Batman that they did as well. So, yeah, I think I agree. That's a good way. Big Dog Pound 1 said, I have never heard of Holiday Gomez. Really? Well, go to their website. You can order him there if you'd like to order him there. Obviously, a bunch of holiday kind of throwbacks here with it, but just FYI.
That is a lot, though, for these guys.
Yeah, it is fairly spendy. I would say they're... yeah, it's tough to justify.
I'm not
like
loving
you said,
the
they'll fit in
and stuff. That's the only thing. Maybe with the art style and stuff. Maybe it's because I always think of the live action Warren Beatty movie when I think like
that's what I like. Stuff. That's what I like about Dick Tracy.
If they could do that like that, and they had like now that obviously be way harder with like Warren Beatty's likeness and big boy Caprice being played by why am I suddenly forgetting the actor? Not
I'm not gonna remember. That's an old movie, man.
But he's a famous actor. Al Pacino played Big Boy Caprice, and Madonna's Breathless Mahoney, and all that. But like that's who if I was gonna get something like this, that's who I would be looking for the live action movie because I actually like the Dick Tracy.
Yeah, movie. This is more their
comic.
I think
like,
vintage. Yeah, Vintage pointed out comic style Dick Tracy. But yeah, I agree. They're awkward. Like Flat Top is awkward looking. He kind of scares me. But overall, I think they do. I think they look good. I don't have a ton of experience with Dick Tracy, so I'm not going to sit here and rant about accuracy. But from the average person, I think they look good. Fine.
Yeah, I like Dick Tracy. I think he looks good. I'm not as. I think it's just more Flat Top. I'm a little.
Yeah. Philip the Fool agrees with you there. All right, so then moving on to MAFEX, we got this. This was a big one. A lot of people were waiting for. This is MAFEX, Batman Hush, Poison Ivy. She is ranging anywhere from this is her standard release, so anywhere from like $80 to $110. I know it's a big range, but those cheaper prices will be on overseas retailers, and obviously you got to pay for pricing. But yeah, I think after shipping, they're close to like 80 or close to about 95, 90-ish dollars. She looks amazing. Really good addition to the Hush line, which has grown a lot. Probably the most deep Hush line I've seen anywhere. Which is good for it giving them, I guess, a proper service to a good comic line, right? A famous one per se. So I think she looks good. I know, Lane, you said you're excited about her. My one complaint is this is her accessory.
Yeah, the money.
This is all she comes with. A lot of people were hoping for some additional like vines maybe, or some other actions that she showed during that.
She's busy trying to wrap around Catwoman and other stuff before Superman shows up.
Dude.
Yeah.
It looks a lot like the Batman Forever version. Not Forever. Batman and Robin version. Like the way her suit is. I really like the way the Hush Ivy looks. It's a beautiful looking head sculpt too. Like
it fits perfectly. They nailed Jim Lee's look here.
Hush for Everything is a very satisfying
design
storyline for character design. Yeah. Like Batman looks good in my opinion. The Joker looks good. Like
Huntress just has weird pants.
Everyone who?
Except for Huntress.
Huntress look good.
Nah, I think the figure for her with the way they have the pants and everything, they look a little bit longer. Looks like boxer shorts that she's wearing or something attached to her costume. They just look a little weird.
Yeah, and what's funny about her too is I think she comes with an extra head sculpt here, but it's not much difference. Like it's like a slight.
They've done that
smirk.
a couple times, huh?
Yeah,
where they throw in an extra head sculpt, and
like,
it's like, what's different about it?
Like I appreciate it, but we still need other things more than the briefcase of fake money.
That is horribly done by the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for US here, like it's $109 off of Big Bad. I mean,
you definitely got to order MAFEX from like Anime Export or like one of those.
Plaza Japan is my go-to. Hobby Link Japan. A lot of
Ami
people.
Ami.
Yep, Ami. Plaza Japan is always my favorite, but
Or,
you just pay up front is the one bad
you guys,
thing.
you and Dorklayer turned me on to Amazon
Japan.
Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of the
Amazon
stuff goes on sale there.
I will say, someone pointed out that shipping has gone up from there because it was a steal. You'd get like almost like 2-day shipping for
It would
like
be the
super
next day.
cheap.
It would be like 12 hours. I'd be like, dude, what the hell?
Yeah, like how the fuck did this get over here that quick? But it's gone up a little bit. But it is amazing how little accessories she has gotten here.
that's the only. I think that's the only negative we could say maybe to the figure.
Yeah,
like the figure
exactly.
Great, but maybe like we comparison to we were talking just about 195 for that Dick Tracy and Flat Top, and we were able to see those figures similar size, and then we looked at like 500 guns and other stuff that come with them.
And soft goods, right?
Yeah.
But and obviously you do buy MAFEX for different reasons with the posability and other things like that. The biggest thing is, like, for me, I think this is gonna sell fine. A lot of people have wanted this one for a long time, and they just teased her, I think, over Comic-Con it was. Excuse me. So there's a demand for this one. So I think MAFEX may or may not have known that this was gonna sell well, so they just said, we'll put the work in, hopefully Bane or something like that, So
no,
we'll
put
see.
it in Poison Ivy, not Bane. Poison Ivy is going to sell a lot more.
You're probably true, but I really want that Bane they showed. I'm excited for that. But okay, the other one they did, as they always do, release pre-orders in twos. We have the Terminator 2 Judgment Day T800 version. This one is same price, $80 to $110, due November of next year. And this one looks like a really solid release. Really good overall. He has like he has his roses.
Oh man,
that
is beautiful.
Is a Gatling gun, right? That looks cool.
Yeah, ton of different guns.
This is where you notice the problem with the accessories with one versus the
right.
other.
Yeah, because he comes fine.
His Gatling gun, the grenade you put on him.
Finally, their portraits, in my opinion, the way that they advertise them, solicit them, look better. Because I always used to say they'd look like shit when they'd show them like this, and then you get them in hand, they're not that bad. But I think he's starting to look good, decent.
Oh well, he's got the sunglasses, so I disagree with you there. I don't think he looks like Arnold at all. But
it's the hair. I'm seeing a little bit.
The shape is off a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like his forehead's too big.
For me, it's around like his jaw area is what seems
or maybe
to me.
Well, if you make the jaw bigger, it'll make the top of the head less big, so that would work too.
Yeah. Overall, I think it's solid.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
This is the first one they did was the first movie, right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I was holding out to see if they do this one, so. But I have the NECA one. The NECA one's really good too, so I don't know. I might have to get
I still want to get I think it's a DX13 or something like that. The Hot Toy Battle Damage.
They'll reissue it, Lane.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, the one we've covered too as well, Eddie, is the Battle Damage version. We've covered that one.
Oh yeah.
From T2 is the spear or whatever, and he's all like scuffed up. But we have covered the first movie as well, and I remember it when we covered that first one from the first movie. You said you're waiting for.
I think it's funny that they
T2.
give you I forget what that's called, that shotgun, when it flips out like that. But I think it's funny they give you the flipped out version,
like the grenade one. Oh, yeah, the sawed off with the.
Is that lever action shotgun? Is that what it's called?
I guess, yeah.
I don't know. But instead of like making that movable, they just made two
Right.
different shotguns.
Give you another one. Seems like a waste of plastic to me, but maybe it was worth it with the engineering that it took to go
you
into
could
it.
dual wield them though, like
Right.
in Modern Warfare 2. You remember everybody would have those? Fuck, they would annoy me so much.
Yep. Okay, so moving on to McFarlane. Not a ton here, but we had the Doomslayer class. Yep. Classic Marine. And this is a store exclusive red variant. $22.99. Due in February. They will sometimes release them early as well, so just be aware of that. But yeah, so he looks pretty good, pretty solid overall. This is is this the original?
Yeah.
When do you see him in this color?
This is I think this is the very first one.
I thought it was green was the first like original movie, but this one
Maybe
looks
this
the
was
most
like
familiar to me.
Maybe there's like a player 2 color or something. I don't know. But I know that
I can't remember.
when they showed this, they said the player or the original Doom or something.
Gotcha. Chad, help us out if you know.
Dean would know, I think.
Yeah, I could have. I played Dune 2 a lot, but I could have swore this guy looks the most familiar, but I could have swore the green was the original one. Doom Eternal.
Well, the green probably is the original since this is a gold label.
Yeah.
This has got to be like some kind of variant.
Doom Eternal. That makes sense.
The Eradicator?
Yep, and then we got teased the DC Multiverse Eradicator. So we'll have more to cover on that coming up here. Okay, so we got the first trivia. You guys ready for some bonus entries here? Sean, you ready?
Yes. And I just realized I might have messed up, but we'll see how it goes.
Gotcha. All right, chat. You paying attention? This is for bonus entries for your Bounty Hunter, Boba Fett in Disguise, and Black Series, and then your Hasbro Selfie Series figure. So I will move, and are you ready, Sean?
Yes, let's get going. So for the first small talk trivia, we have what soul gem does Adam Warlock have on his head? Is it A, the mind gem, B, the soul gem, C, the power gem,
I enter
or
now?
D, the time gem?
Good.
I already know it.
Good relevant question, Sean.
I could have already won it. I already know what the answer is.
Wait, what? Maybe I don't know it then.
I'm not gonna say it, but I already knew.
My guess would be C.
B.
My guess is C. We're getting answers all over the place.
Why would he have? I don't know why he'd have the soul gem if it's the soul gem.
I worded it comic book wise, and it's not wrong.
Yeah. So it's B.
Okay. So, all right.
It is B. The answer is B. He does have the soul gem. He can tap into Soul World, and I'm hoping we see some kind of form of that, with the movie coming out.
Interesting. Okay. So, the guys who got it right, make sure you comment on our post in the Collecting Weekly Auxiliary group. Make sure you have entered that way, and this gives you an extra entry. So, just make sure that you're there. So, B, and we're counting the first correct three. We got Eric Rodriguez.
Yep.
Make sure that you have entered on that post, Eric. You just got to comment a number, whatever order you're in. And then Alvin. I think Alvin's joined. I can't remember. But make sure you're joined in, Alvin, on that. And then the third one was Jason Nelson, wasn't it?
Jason Nelson. With a guess, too, it looks like.
Yeah. Him and Ekwan, I think, were pretty close. But we got Jason showing up first. So,
each one of you guys get an extra entry, guys.
Yep. If you guys have, once you guys do enter, you can either PM me or just put comment on your comment and just say +1. But either way, I just let me know either way on if you guys have entered that, and we'll make sure you guys get your extra entry.
I also wrote them down just in case, so we're good.
Perfect. Got it. Okay. So from there, we will move on to Super 7. Sean, if you want to grab it.
Yeah, so for Super 7, the first one we got is Voltron Ultimates Wave 3 Defender of the Universe Galaxy Black for $55, due out fall 2023. And the pre-orders close in January of next year. I remember my only experience with Voltron was back at my grandfather's house, and that he had the original set. And I was like, wait a minute, these aren't Power Rangers. Well, little did I know they were.
That would have been me too. Would have been like, I've never seen that Zord before.
So,
what is it?
And then my son Grayson, he's fascinated with Netflix and YouTube, and he found like the most recent series of Voltron, and he's like, this is cool.
That one.
But he was kind of like getting off of Power Rangers because I was big into Power Rangers. He watched the entire first season, and then he kind of found this. So, but this looks really cool. You know, like it's definitely not something I'm gonna buy, but it just has a real cool vibe to it with the black and gold. What do you guys think?
That's cool. I think if you want to mess up your son's head, you should let him watch Go Lion, the original version, and then see what he thinks after that. Since there's like drinking of blood and other stuff like that in that.
If it's not Ryan's World right now, it ain't nothing.
I think it's pretty cool looking. Still love Super 7's packaging.
Yeah.
But I'm not a huge Voltron guy either.
It's extremely satisfying, but yeah, I agree.
If I was getting Super 7, the one thing I would get is Monstar.
Monstar?
From Silverhawks.
I was like, when did they make Space Jam stuff? I was like, I'm out of
I know, right? That's what I was like, wait.
No.
How did we miss that one?
I would get Monstar, and if they did Skyrunner, the giant flying space octopus or squid.
Dude, Super 7 should have been on best overall or most improved.
They haven't had to have QC issues though with some of their figures and stuff. I'm just asking. I haven't like.
I don't know. I have a couple of their figures, but I've never opened them. They're all in packaging because like I like the packaging so much. I don't like to open them.
Yeah.
Well, Eddie, let me ask you then, because I know sometimes we've talked about how like they're advertising like Wave 3 and 4, and Wave 2 hasn't even come out yet. So.
Yeah, you're right. You're right on that one. They have like 7 waves of Simpsons, and I don't even know if the first wave is out yet.
Right, and Disney too, right? Like
Disney.
They've dropped a lot of Disney
they
stuff.
They finally got out Wave 2 like a month ago for Disney.
Which one was that?
The
Stitch
Alice
one?
in Wonderland stuff and the Robin Hood.
And they got a lot of Thundercat stuff too that they have backed up too.
Yeah.
But, you know, like, even at Stevens, though, I still see the Thundercats. So, I mean, they're out there, you know. Some of the newer stuff, though.
You should do, like, funny awards, Dylan. Like, or, like, do something out of the box that people don't think about and do, like, best packaging. And you could do Super 7 or do, like, I don't know, best way to advertise your figures or something. I don't know. Like, weird.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do that. We should definitely
most
do that.
likely to postpone their waves.
Some like bad ones
Super 7.
like most postponed figures in a year or like slowest release.
That would be funny. You could for each of some of the major companies, 12th scale and like 6th scale, you guys could do your top 3 figures we expect to be delayed at least like a year.
Most community
like
most
around
community objective figure or subjective or something like
like around this time. I hate when you start seeing those 2024s, you know, and it's not even 2023 yet.
Well, yeah,
even though
like,
we're only like a month away,
dude.
but I mean, I hate that. I'm like, you want me to pre-order a figure that I'm not going to see for over a year, even though we're close, but still.
Well, that's like what She-Hulk. You know, she's the first Hot Toys figure. She just went up. She's the first one that is all 2024, January through June 2024. And I'm just like,
they should just start saying January through December.
Yeah. See, somebody agrees with you there.
Was that a dog?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So
Who are these guys?
moving on.
So the next one,
Thundercats.
Oh, sorry. Go
the,
ahead.
the Thundercats Ultimate
I know, yeah.
Troop Builders, the Reptilians, $55, due out Q3 2023. And it's going to, they're separate releases, but there are 3 of them. It's Brute, Warrior, and the Guard.
I watched a lot of Thundercats, man. Like I watched, I think every episode until where they went back to New Thundera, like the last 20, 25 episodes or so.
Oh, did
And
you?
I'm going, yeah, back when it was on TV. I was old enough. I was watching, unfortunately, most of the stuff showing how old I am. Watching with afternoons, man. It would be like that, Thundercats, man, and He-Man and stuff. I was like, do schoolwork between like 3 and 5. Are you crazy? I got toy commercials to watch for like 2 or 3 hours.
For me, it was Toonami and Gundam Wing. Like as soon as I got home, I'd be like, listen, Mom, like just listen. My show comes on at this time on this day. It's the only show I want to watch. Let me do homework later. She goes, you better do it then. I was like, okay.
Yeah, but I'm just blanking. Like I saw they put out just for recently, like Willa and stuff of the Warrior Maidens and stuff like that, and I was just like, wait, who? Oh, wait, I remember. But I looked at these guys and went, who? Other than I guess it's Grunt 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. Okay. So you're not super into buying these figures, right, Lane? You don't own any of them?
The Super 7 stuff, no. I haven't bought. I've looked at Super 7 stuff, but I had some people tell me bad things about Super 7 that kind of made me pull. But I was going to originally buy some Thundercats or Silverhawk stuff, but I was told some stuff about it. I don't know if you should go into that necessarily. And I'm like,
I remember,
why?
I remember you asking about them, and we kind of all said, they're
I
solid, maybe a little overpriced, but
who was it? Was it Equan that we had on? Not Equan. He had the turtle ones. I'm spacing on his name right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because I had looked at those too, but I thought like the April O'Neil looked really awful. I know it was supposed to look like the old one.
It was Lane, you stream with him all the time. Fuck, why am I blanking on his name too? It was
Mike? No, not Mike.
No, not Mike.
Okay, I feel bad now. I feel real bad. I feel really bad now.
Damn, you know him too, Lane. He was probably the guy who told you not to buy him.
But no, he loved the turtles. He said the turtles ended up being really, really good.
Oh, Lou.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lou.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah. You gotta be careful with Lou with the turtles. He's turtle obsessed, man.
Yeah.
I didn't know that's who you guys are thinking of, but yeah. Okay.
But yeah, no, but I had not anybody think. I've had some other people tell me some not great things about Super 7. I looked at the G.I. Maybe the other thing is too because they're putting out G.I. Joe.
They're not super articulated, I think, is my only complaint, is like the articulation is single joints and very basic articulation. But
I think that's why that Disney line that they have is going to be so good, though. Because I don't really think you need too much. You don't need too much.
But Lane, I would say get them for like obscure figures like Silverhawks, unless
you're never going to see them otherwise. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. NECA
or most of the Thundercats. I mean, most of the Thundercats you're not going to see either.
Yeah, exactly. That's why
I've looked. The one thing I'll say for with Super 7 guys, and I don't want to slow you guys too much here. The one thing I'll say for Super 7 guys is that as someone who does not bought a lot of this stuff or not, but I don't buy a lot of small scale stuff because I've got too much big stuff. You start running out of space issues and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to get into getting selective, some small stuff here and there, like Storm Collectibles, even though I like them to come with smaller boxes like this. But
I talked about it on Casual's stream on Monday. Like, you just start getting this itch once you start buying 1/12 scale. Like, I just want to buy something, and how easy it is to go to a shop or to Target or to Walmart or wherever, and just be like,
and then you come away with a stack this high.
Yeah.
Before you know it, and you're like, what the heck can I do? I was going to maybe buy one figure, and now I got 5. What am I doing? But what I like about 2 for 7, guys, is that and I'm going to speak specifically because a lot of stuff, I'm not interested in a lot of the lines they do and stuff, even though I like TMNT and stuff. I'm not interested in buying a whole lot of figure stuff from that. But I love that they've done so many like Thundercats, like they're doing like freaking snowman of the snowman just without Snow Meow. We need a giant to like Snow Meow. Because I can't even, God, I'm remembering all this stuff, and I haven't watched it in like 30 years. Christ almighty.
Yeah.
But they do a lot of stuff. Or Silverhawk, although they're not putting out there's one bad guy I really want them to put out from Silverhawk just because I just love the terrible parody that the character is. I'm like, first off, for Momstar in the Intergalactic Mob, I've liked they put out like, freaking Buzzsaw and I forget the lizard guy who's kind of like the mechanic inventor for them and stuff. But can we get a Melodia? I want my evil space Tina Turner with really bad green hair and those like music design things that was, I forget what it, Bluegrass, I think was the one Silverhawk who always just flew the ship, who was the one Silverhawk I absolutely hated. I hated that guy because he always came off as like an arrogant douchebag to me. Bluegrass did. I did not like that idiot cowboy.
That's like a Zach Captain America story.
Yeah, I know, but but I mean, I'm saying this living in Texas, but I really want a Melodia, and I really want from the Intergalactic Mob if they're doing the giant, transformed Monstar. Like, can I please get like a Time Stopper? Can I get a Melodia, and can we get like one of their vehicles, like for flying in outer space, with an open like 19 like old looking like flying space car, and everything that looks like a 60s mob movie car or something like that, just built for outer space. Like, can we get some of those? Like, those would be cool.
You got to buy the figures, Lane.
I believe you.
I just can't believe I remember all the stupid stuff.
So for Bandai, for SH Figuarts, we're getting Black Adam, 11,000 yen or about $79 USD. Pre-orders opened up on December 1st, and it's due out in 2023. And I'm guessing when they said that, they mean well, I don't know. It just says It just said 2023. I have not seen the movie yet. I want to. I heard that just today or yesterday that it hit the bottom of the charts, but I still want to. I still want to see it. It's like it seems pretty interesting, but I do not like.
Yeah,
it just. I don't like the suit. I don't like the suit. I think it looks better with his hood on.
Yeah.
But what do you guys think?
Not with that hood. That cape sucks.
Oh, I like that cape, dude. I like it better with his.
Is that how like?
No, I mean
so the edges.
That cape specifically, Lane, like the toy one, not in the movie. That's really cool, yeah. But
like
okay,
it's
not well done.
Well, I'm thinking of like the cape how it looks on the Hot Toy figure and stuff like that. But yeah, okay, I can see with the.
So this is the first version, which is really cool, because it changes in the movie. I don't think that's spoilers. There's 2 different figures. So
yeah.
But anyway, it looks really good. Look at that likeness right there. You know what?
Yeah.
Go back to the first picture, Dylan. I was like, do you think that the Rock picked the bull as like his like logo character because of how flared his nostrils are? This looks like a bull. Like, dude has some flared nostrils. Now I know why he's like, can you smell? Because this motherfucker's smelling everything. God damn.
Like,
yeah, it looks like a good figure. I like it. And the movie's good, Sean. He should watch it. It's a good. Your son will probably love it, dude.
It's solid. It's a fun movie for sure. There's few things that I didn't Like, to me, I think they should have just taken the whole like regular human element out of it, like the kid or whatever, and just tell the fucking Black Adam story, man. But it was fine. I didn't hate it either.
Yeah, it's just too bad we're never gonna apparently get to see Black Adam. Even just forget with some of the other stuff.
You know
but
what?
Not
sucks?
even meet up Shazam. You know, actually Shazam and stuff, since he's directly part of that and one of the main enemies of Captain Marvel / Shazam.
Yeah.
You know what sucks about the figure though? That I just noticed.
What?
The way the lightning bolt is done with the diaphragm cut.
Oh, it's split.
Yeah, they're gonna like depending on how you do it, it'll
cut into it.
It won't be centered.
That'd be hard to avoid, except maybe like just in straight up like ab crunch right below it, but
or don't do a diaphragm cut. That might piss people off. But
yeah, that's kind of off brand of figure arts, but yeah,
well, McFarlane,
I agree.
What do you think is better, doing it like that or doing it the way Todd did it when he put the full lightning bolt and it didn't cut? You know what I mean? Like the lightning bolt came off the suit because it was a piece hanging down. So there's still the cut there, but the lightning bolt is one piece. That's the way he did it on his figure.
Like it hanged off the top part of his chest?
Yeah, like the lightning bolt is all one piece. So it kind of hanged
if you see it
the
like
abs a little bit.
Yeah,
and
if we saw
when you moved it, the lightning bolt would stay together. But then you have that piece that I don't know if it'll go up or bend or whatever. I don't know.
Yep.
One thing I've been impressed with though is how much in different media people have gotten the head sculpt for The Rock, whether it's the figure arts, Hot Toy, the third scale Prime 1 statue. They maybe not 100% perfect, but you can look at it and you can tell it's The Rock, without even really missing a beat.
This one's really
scales.
well done. That is really good looking. This
gotta
might be one of the best, other than
like
the statue that's being done.
I like the effects and stuff.
Yeah, it's good for sure for SH Figure Arts. Like, got to be one of their better ones, and it's good for like even other things as well. So.
Have they put out the price point for this guy yet?
Yeah, it'll.
Or is it just in yen?
Around $79.
Okay, so not so about in the middle of their weird pricing points.
And that's if you get it overseas. I think
the movie one's kind of average around like 80 to 100, right?
Unless it's like the girl figures or some of the older Marvel stuff. That stuff goes for like 50 to 60, I think.
Yeah, as long as it's not an exclusive, then it'd be in like the 120s, 130s ish. But I think this one would probably run you like, what is it, like 100? Yeah, it's listed on Big Bad as $100, so pretty close. But yeah, so one thing I wanted to ask, it's kind of the same thing with Hot Toys, where look how like dark and dirty his emblem looks there. If you go to some of the other pictures where it looks way more clean and lit up, is it different, or do you think it's like?
I noticed that too.
Just lit up. I guess I didn't know.
When his suit changes, the lightning bolt is more visible and it gets more bright. But I feel like
2 optional chest parts. There we go.
Oh, okay.
Found it. So 2 optional chest parts, optional arms, optional 3 left hands, right hands, cloak. So that would make sense.
But when his symbol changes, the bands and the boots change too.
Yeah. Well,
so that doesn't make sense.
Oh, that might be the hand parts.
Oh, maybe, I don't know. But the boots and the belt and the wrist guards should all be gold when that symbol changes.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I forgot about that.
Do you think they might end up doing 2 different versions of this? One which is the kind of darker, and then eventually the gold armor?
They might have to do an updated, because this was probably done before the movie was done, right?
Right.
So maybe that's why it has
That
that
could be.
inaccuracy or something. So.
Or what Figure Arts has done before is release it, gets in your hand, people get the figure, and they're like, "Oh, that kind of sucks that it's inaccurate, but it's cool." And then they come out with the like perfect version right after that. So
Yeah.
they've done that before.
Oh, you know what? They'll do them. Oh, never mind. I guess that's a spoiler. Never mind.
Well, it
Okay,
did come out like a month. Well, yeah, no, but yeah, never mind.
The next one we're gonna get is Godzilla against Mechagodzilla from 2020 or from 2002, the Soul of Chigoken GX 103 Type 3 multi-purpose fighting system. Is it
Kuryu.
Figure? It's gonna be 35,200 yen or about $258 USD, due out in May of 2023. I think this guy looks cool. I think he looks real classic, but other than that, I don't really have an opinion on this guy. So,
how tall is it?
I couldn't tell you. 258. I would suggest. I think it's quite a bit bigger than their
approximately
Godzillas and stuff, but
233 millimeters.
Thanks a lot for that.
Okay, so millimeters.
Oh, that's funny. So, we don't know the answer, and then we just answer it in millimeters.
8 point.
That's what
If it's 211, it's 8.3 inches.
Straight facts here at Small Talk.
It's like 9 inches then.
Yeah, 9 inches is what it looks like. So, yeah, that's quite a bit bigger, I think.
Dylan, you're not into. I know you like monster art stuff. Are you into this kind of? Or not?
No, not the mechas. I didn't even get the Godzilla vs. King Kong mecha. Not my bag.
Dude, a lot of that Godzilla stuff, the SHF stuff, was on the Sideshow Daily Deals. You see that? Like the Mecha Godzilla was. I think King Kong.
Oh yeah,
was
from the movie, the most recent movie, right?
Yeah. You want to know? You want to know where it was amazing? Was about 2 days ago. GameStop was having an absolutely ridiculous sale.
I think they messed up.
I actually stocked up on a bunch of stuff, but the King Kong was on there for like.
We have a group chat, guys.
I know, my bad. Sorry. It was like the King Kong was $30 for the monster arts.
Oh
and
my god!
Yeah,
you bastard.
Whoops. And the King Ghidorah was
Wait,
like
is that
more
the
than
gold
half
painted
off.
one? Oh,
Yeah,
jeez.
It was more than half off. It was ridiculously priced. And then the new Mecha Godzilla, I actually was on my way to buy it, and I got cart snagged and it was sold out. But it was like, I think it was like $60, $50 or $60. That one was on sale for.
Wow.
There's ridiculous. I got a bunch of
the
Halo.
King Kong for sure, but none of them.
I got a bunch of the Jazzwares Halo figures for like $7, $8.
You
Son of a.
Dylan sent me
bad.
that next to the Sky Dragon from Kotobukiya for $62.
And
then the next day they bumped it up to $111.
The statue, right?
The statue, yeah.
Oh dang!
No, I may be actually buying my first Godzilla monster arts next week. Ever.
Really?
Is it a comic one or not a comic?
No, the
old
monster
TVs?
arts Godzilla.
What?
Which one?
Oh, is it that turtle-looking dude?
No, the Monster X from
Monster X
Godzilla Final Wars.
Oh,
I have no idea what
that becomes Kaiju
I don't think
Ghidorah.
Dylan knows either. He was just making.
I love the Monster X design. That's one of the few things I actually.
Let me look it up.
I am a. It's like $129.99. He's a pretty expensive figure for those. Not as much.
No,
as
I know what he's talking about. It's like that. It's a weird thing. It's not actual Godzilla, right? It's
it's one of the enemy monsters.
Yeah, he's got. It looks like he's got like a backpack on him, right?
Well, he's got like two tail kind of split, and he looks like he's kind of got a little
looks...
skull head and a little.
Yeah, he looks like one of Zach's. Yeah.
Yeah, monster. I love this. I love this Monster X. He eventually becomes King Ghidorah. or Kaiser Ghidorah, a 4-legged version of King Ghidorah.
I'm not gonna lie, that's a demon.
Oh.
I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna get. I'm a fan of Godzilla Final Wars, no matter how stupid the movie is.
Gotcha. Fair enough.
But I love that the Monster X design, and now they put out the Godzilla suit from that one, so I'm probably going to get that to put him. What I really want is that thing, Godzilla, and then to put out Kaiser Ghidorah, which is more like a. But that I don't even want to know how much that figure would probably be, like 300, 250. Oh, Gamera from Revenge of Iris, Gamera 3.
That's the one I thought you were talking about. That turtle-looking dude.
So this is SH Figure Arts Gamera 3 Revenge of Iris from the 1999 movie. Gamera Kyoto, decisive
Sounded
battle
like
version
Scooby-Doo
premium.
right now.
Yeah, this is its final battle against Iris.
This is a
Chaos.
Bandai Web exclusive, 13,200 yen, or about $96. Pre-orders open up tomorrow, December 9th, and is due out in June 2023.
Interesting. This guy I would probably try and get. I know that there's been at least 1 or 2 other versions of him. And I think he was pretty expensive, the old version, for the longest time. So if it's only a Japan exclusive, that's gonna be like $130, $140 for us.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, yeah, it is cool to see them come out with him again. I think this one looks decent. I would get him if I could. I don't know if I will be able to, but one other thing too I wanted to cover, Sean, was this finally got put up for solicitation. The Venom Let There Be Carnage figure arts. So this one's an exclusive. So excuse me, Big Bad has him at $199. I don't think he. Yeah, there's got to be cheaper places you could find them.
Yeah, that's expensive, but I mean, I guess I put in comparison, it's like $500 almost for the Hot Toy version.
That's true.
Or $445 without the extra Venom hits.
It's a big figure too, but I don't know about $200 big. But
he was tall in the
movie. Yeah, he's taller than Venom.
Yeah. Well, even in the last show, we showed the con version of him, and he was pretty big.
Yeah, I guess I think that looks cool. It just, I wish the movie was better, that the movie version of Carnage was in and stuff.
So, speaking of liking movies, no matter how shitty they are, that's this movie for me. I really liked this movie, actually,
might not
and
talk about that. Might just want to keep that to yourself.
I feel like I'm the only one on this earth that felt this way. I will say, yes, the design was annoying for how big he was. He's not supposed to be big
and massive, more massive than Venom.
Right. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, this is probably crazy. I said instant buy, but I actually don't know now if he
Not
is
for
for that.
200.
Yeah. If I can find him cheaper, I will.
They look like they're about to French kiss in this picture.
It's supposed to be the movie poster, isn't it?
I think something like that.
They're
They
touching
probably
tips.
did. Look how close their tongues are.
Thanks, Eddie.
Lady in the Trumpet right there.
Sorry, I see what I see. Okay,
I know, but you always got to voice it too.
But yeah, so I just wanted to point this out. He's like we said, $200 on Big Bad, due in May of 2023. So just FYI there for everyone. And then moving on to NECA.
So the only thing we got for NECA is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie 2, The Secret of Ooze teaser. It's Kano on his pizza delivery bike,
That's
on a
cool.
scooter.
Sweet.
I want the bike.
All right. So
I just
Yeah.
want the bike.
And
so
then
this is.
go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say our leaderboard right now. Sam Gist 1, Equan has 2, Vintage has 2, and Absolute Irwin also has 1.
Should I have been on there? I know I have gotten 2 right, but that was like 8 months ago.
Yeah, the first round you did. So yeah, and this is like technically our second round. So this one is not towards our giveaway. This is just our regular trivia. Just FYI, there will be a second chance at bonus entries to the giveaway at the end of the show here. So just stick around. But you ready, Sean?
Yep. So on this small talk trivia, again, not for the extra entry, during which decade were Hot Toys first introduced? Was it A, 1960s, B...
Yes, Hot Wheels.
Yes,
You said Hot
Wheels.
Toys.
I'm sorry. Hot Wheels first introduced. A, 1960s, B, 1980s, C, 1970s, or D, 1950s? What do you think, Dylan? You're on mute.
You're muted.
That's 3 times.
I'd guess 70s.
70s. Lane?
60s.
Eddie?
Definitely 50s.
50s. The answer is A, the 60s, 1968 to be precise. So on this one, we are only doing the first one, right? Because we're not going to give the extra one, right?
So it's the sick man from Badfish.
Yep.
Badfish, you get your first point on this round, man. Good job.
Nice. And yeah, and just to let everyone know, it's worth just trying to get the one entry in. Because I think last time someone had like 4 entries out of 10 and they didn't win. So it's pretty crazy. You just need the chances. Okay, so for Black Series, we'll just kind of run through it here since we're running low on time. The Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary stuff continues with Paplu, the Ewok. $24.99. How do you say it, Lane?
All Ewok I know is Dead Ewok, man.
Okay, that's what I didn't. Papaloo, I think is how you pronounce it.
I'm just going Y in Ewok, man.
A lot of people really like. There's some kind of crazy collectors out there. Not crazy, but there's some big collectors out there for the Ewoks. Actually, that's a kind of a cult following. From what I've seen, anyways. But July of 2023, and then we have the Black Series 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi Bib Fortuna. Excuse me. He looks more blue than what I remember him being in.
Yeah.
I guess. So yeah, they're in kind of the retro Kenner packaging. $24.99, July of 23. And then we got the Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary Chewbacca, $24.99, July 2023 as well. And then the Stormtrooper. This one is, I think this is the new one, right, Eddie? New Stormtrooper body. So it's good to see that they're continuing on with that at least.
Stormtrooper number 5,250.
At least, yeah. 21. So this is the 40th anniversary version, $24.99, and yeah, like Lane said, this is about our 7,000th one. And then we have the Emperor as well, $24.99, July 2023. And then moving on to Vintage Collection. This was actually pretty big. Yeah, this is the ATST and Chewbacca figure comes with it as kind of the bonus, I guess is what they call it. May 2023, and this is $89.99. I think this is awesome.
I was a dummy when I was 6 years old. I had a choice between the ATST or getting the B-Wing. And I chose the ATST over the B-Wing. And now I go, why did I do that?
Why?
Because the B-Wing was cooler and harder to find now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the B-Wing's so obscure, though, too. It doesn't make a ton of things in this. But this is awesome. I would be willing to bet that this thing would stand up really well. Like, hopefully they have, like, good joints on it, right? Or where there is joints, I guess. But yeah, I think this looks really good. I will have to fight off not getting this because of room. But and then to go along with that, we got the bunker playset. So this is $60, due out in April 2023. So this is from Endor, obviously, like the doorway that they get in on. I think it's actually a little out of scale, but that's okay. I think it looks pretty good. Looks decent. It's a good thing to go along with the ATST, I think. So it's kind of cool that they put them out all at the same time. And yeah, so the Scout Trooper it comes with, apparently he takes his helmet off and he's like the bearded guy. There's some sort of backstory here, but I don't know.
Yeah, no. Well, what happened was in the movie is they replaced the Scout Trooper who like gets lured over and realize, oh, there's 20 of these guys and just me. And one of the rebels gets himself dressed up into the Scout Trooper outfit.
Oh.
So this is one of Han, Leia, and Luke's party members. Now, from what I understand, I think this is supposed to be the guy who retroactively now retconned is supposed to be Rex.
Yeah, I thought they denied that, or they kept it up for possibility or something like that.
Although I was like, by Return of the Jedi, God, man, I think Rex has got to be dead of old age, man.
Yeah.
He was ancient in Rebels.
Right.
Which is like 5 years before this.
Yeah. I've always...
Or longer, 5 or 6 years before this.
I wanted to believe that, but yeah, it just seems so unrealistic with timelines. But
it's Disney, man.
Badfish said Hasbro, sometimes they're annoying as hell. Let us know why. Badfish. But anyways, so yeah. Oh yeah, there you go. Endor Rebel Commando. Whoops. Should have known that. Scout Trooper in disguise. So... okay, so we got that, and then Marvel Legends, Sean, if you want to run us through that real quick.
Yeah, so all we got for Marvel Legends is their end of year 2022 live stream. Some pre-orders were going up today. So you got the Uncanny X-Men 275 3-pack with Gambit, Banshee, and Psylocke Classic in the yellow and blue team deco. The Uncanny X-Men 275 3-pack of Storm, Forge, and Jubilee classic yellow blue team suit. And then also they showed the Blob, the pinless arms and legs, and an alternate head sculpt and hands.
He's expensive.
So yeah, just FYI. So like Sean said, they just went up today. The 2 3-packs are $77.99, and then the Blob is $55.99.
It's not bad for the Blob.
It's
I wonder if his stomach area is just hollowed out though.
That's so gross. God, this guy is like just not a great.
Real quick, since we're talking about Marvel, is it we were talking about contests and other things we could do. Could we put up for nomination for Hasbro Fail of the Year, the HasLab Ghost Rider?
I would say Rancor was a bigger fail.
Ghost Rider was a pretty big fail too, though.
It was.
Yeah, with that, and then everybody complaining about the Goblin Queen, which then you went, why is Goblin Queen as part of this, and all that stuff, and that, but. Blobless, cool.
They're definitely in there. Yeah, it's interesting. We haven't gotten any of these before, have we? Of this weirdo.
Blob is Build-A-Figure, I think. He's a Toy Biz Build-A-Figure, I think.
Yeah.
Or he was like a single pack, like a single release or something like that.
They haven't done one since Toy Biz, I don't think.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so he's May of 2023. All of these say on their website May 1st, 2023. Like we said, that doesn't mean anything. That they could release in February. They could release tomorrow. They could release next September. Just how they work. But
yeah.
So the next, go ahead.
I was gonna say like that Moon Knight I ordered from Pulse, like that. I think that said that wouldn't ship out until next year or something like that, and I got it.
And it's in the stores.
I
got one on hold. Rainer's got one for me.
Nice.
You guys are doing better. You're doing better than me than the Moon Knight hot toy, since like I've had Moon Knight paid off since like last June, and he's not supposed to come till like the earliest,
2025.
like June or July of next year.
Jesus. Yeah.
Ooh,
The
I
next
like
one we
this.
got is the X-Men Outback Rogue. I think she looks pretty cool, actually. I think the head sculpt looks really cool. I'm sure a lot of people will be excited about her. We got digital renders of the Walmart exclusive Craven. And then we also got digital renders of the fan channel PS4, PS5 Gamerverse Spider-Man.
Ooh, I
Nice.
can't believe we haven't gotten this yet. I think I mentioned it a long time ago as, well, like when Hot Toys and all those other ones were coming out, and I thought this one was coming, and it never did. What'd you say, Eddie? I couldn't hear him there. Oh,
Danny asked if the 3-packs will sell out fast.
yeah.
So the next one is Kid Omega. After that is Fang.
That's very
And then-
different than Kid Omega from Deadpool movies.
Yeah. That's true.
And then Chamber Jonathan Starsmore.
Starsmore?
Okay.
And then Mont St. Crux.
Crux. Yeah.
Crux?
St. Croix.
Minute, St. Croix.
It's a big woman, dude.
Yeah, it is.
So are these also part of Legends, or is this a different line?
This is all Legends. These are they're just going balls to the wall on the X-Men stuff right now. And they kind of do that every so many years. They just drop a whole bunch of X-Men stuff.
Can I say one thing just real quick, going back to that Craven?
No, dude.
Danny, no.
That Craven head sculpt looked awful from the render. Like, look at that. That look.
I thought it looked pretty good.
Craven looks like he's got too much doo-doo in his pants or something. With that facial expression.
I think it's fine too.
I think
but...
he did that expression a lot. I don't know.
I don't know.
I
I don't think that facial sculpt was good with like something with like the way the lips are and the teeth and stuff like that. Maybe they're going for more animated-ish kind of look to
I
it
think
and everything.
that's what I was gonna say. That he does look like he's from the animated series, so
yeah,
I think that
maybe
might be
it just the facial sculpt, like I'm comparing to some of these or the Rogue. I just went, whoa,
Sure.
what happened?
Wasn't Craven in the Miles?
Maybe he was. I haven't played the Miles game.
PlayStation 4 game.
Danny, stop taking shots at me, please.
Danny asked if the 3-packs that we covered will sell out the X-Men. If they'll sell out fast. I would say probably not. It depends where you want to get them from. Order them from your place if you want like free shipping and stuff. But for the most part, it won't be super quick. But
is it Corsair? Christopher Summers?
Corsair.
Yeah. Corsair. And then Emma Frost. And then we're getting another Cyclops in his blue suit. Looks really cool.
Classic Cyclops.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is a very showy Emma Frost.
Yeah, we'll probably have a lot more to cover on these when they actually go up. But
not showing enough.
Overall. Okay, so and then Sean, you said there's some.
Yeah,
Power Ranger
there's one
stuff.
Power Ranger thing that I wanted to cover. We are finally going to get the Lightning Collection 5-pack Alien Rangers. It's currently sold out on Hasbro Pulse, at least right now. It's going to be $120.99, due out June 1st, 2023. And I was just really excited about this. Like, this is like the last team that you really need for the Mighty Morphin line, I think. They're called the Equation Rangers, I think. And the cool thing about them is like they recharge in the water, so they have to be near water. But they kind of took over for several episodes when the Power Rangers lost their Thunder Zord powers.
Wasn't they got de-aged?
The what?
Wasn't it when they were de-aged, except for Billy?
Yeah, they were de-aged.
So like, for like 4 or 5 episodes, there was an arc or something like that.
Right. And it was like right before, I think that's when they got the Thunder Zord. I got it mixed up. I think that's when they got their Thunder Zord powers from Ninjor, or if you watch the movie.
Yeah, because these guys were the Power Ranger suits and everything for the Thunderzord era of stuff. And guys, if you want to watch something really screwed up, like see Power Rangers get really screwed up with some stuff, I highly recommend this. This episode is great, but how some of the main villains in this entire series die as they like melt into goo and stuff is the most disturbing, like toku stuff that I have ever seen. It is like really like what the heck.
That's awesome.
I did miss out on this one, so I feel like I'm gonna end up paying the price literally. So I'll probably be spending a lot of money on this 5-pack.
They look cool though.
So stupid question. What does that mean by rounding out the Mighty Morphin? I thought Mighty Morphin, I just think of like the 90s ones when we were a kid from that.
So they had their original team suits, right? Like the T-Rex and the Pterodactyl and all those guys, like when they first get their powers. Soon after, or not soon after, but a while after, these guys show up, and then they get their what are they called? The Ninjetti powers. And then
they had those for a while. Then they get DH in season 3 by Rita and Zed, I think, for a while.
Right. And then we have the
wow, why am I remembering all this?
What am I missing? They get the Zeo. Even Zeo was under. Oh no, that's when they got out.
No, that was before. Yeah, that was before Zeo.
So
they were.
So it's the last like team from like the original series.
Okay. All right.
That they haven't done.
And this was a Pulse exclusive, you said?
Yeah.
Nuts. All right. So moving on to a little bit of the other type news here for Four Horsemen. Their big holiday release. I guessed wrong in the Patreon chat. I guessed
Chris Creek.
Yeah, I guessed a reindeer. That's what I thought was coming for like someone to ride like an actual like reindeer or caribou or something like that. Not, like I thought it would be a reuse of their moose just with different antlers. But anyways, I was wrong. We got straight up a Father Christmas. So it is just an actual Santa Claus, like what you think of a Santa Claus. He comes with like 2 head sculpts, tree, a couple like wreath crown things. I believe he wears, bag, toys, cane, essentially the opposite. And they dive into the folklore on their website on him, their origins, where we eventually have gotten to the Santa Claus that we know of today. This guy's a lot more classic like from that, and the total opposite of Krampus, who was their exclusive during Christmas last year. And so this was just kind of a play on that as well, keeping it with the theme. Ton of soft goods, obviously. 2 different size beards, head sculpts that you can see there. Big robe, ton of soft goods overall. So interesting figure. I got mine in. I think actually, if you want one, it is still up on Store Horseman right now. So yep, it looks like it's still up for sale, $60 right now. And excuse me, mine actually just got here today. I just remembered that. So whoops, forgot to open it for the show. My bad, guys. I'll have them for the next show. It'll be closer to Christmas anyways.
Am I wrong when I hear something like this for Four Horsemen? I'm picturing like, I don't know, like evil looking, more Krampus looking Santa Claus riding a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer with like I don't know, it's pale green or something like that, and has bazookas attached to the side of it. Yep. And then like he would be holding his thing, but there's like a fiery green lantern on it that is spewing like souls or something around it. That's what I'm picturing Father Christmas from Four Horsemen.
Yeah, you're not wrong. They stuck with the classic look, like classic kind of folklore version of him. And I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that at all. I expected exactly how you said, just kind of like menacing monster type thing, which is why I totally guessed
like
wrong.
Evil Robo Santa Claus from Futurama or something like that.
Right. Yeah. And then we mentioned this earlier in the show, but 3-0 had a huge release as well. They have So this is the Infinity Saga DLX Black Panther. So this is 1/12 scale. Again, $99.90, Q2 of 2023. I was a little disappointed with the price. I did, though, notice when I was looking up the figure, it is die-cast. So just in case you guys didn't know, there's die-cast pieces to it. So it's still going to be a heavy, pretty articulated figure overall. It says 6.8 inches tall, constructed of 3Zero's renowned DLX die-cast system with 44 points of articulation. So it'll be pretty cool in that sense. A decent amount of accessories overall. I don't know if I'll dive into them. It'll be tough. But there's like the
Nano Gauntlet.
Yeah, the Infinity Gauntlet there. Or is that Iron?
It's a Nano.
Oh,
The Nano Gauntlet.
Nano Gauntlet that he has there. He's got like a couple like kind of punching effects. Doesn't come with a ton. So I will say that. But I will say their stand, like the stand that this Iron Man comes with, I do like them a lot. What do you think? You liked them too, right, Eddie?
Yeah, their stands are okay.
The posable.
I really like the 43 one because of the way it works with the Hulkbuster.
Yeah.
But like on its own, they're just like basic stands, like kind of like the MAFEX ones or whatever.
Jason said, I get the MDLX Transformers line from 3Zero. Absolutely love it. They're brilliantly executed. Wow.
I don't like the way this looks. So I think I'll pass on this. I love their Iron Man, but like he seems way too slim.
Cartoony almost is what I was going to say.
Yeah, his legs look really thin, and his arms and torso looks really thin, and his shoulders look not good. I don't really like it.
I won't argue with you there. I don't hate it enough to where like I'll say like I'll never get this thing, but it's not my favorite look of them. Really, to be honest, with like action figures for Black Panther, the only one I've seen him do justice to what I like or want is the Hot Toys, unfortunately. The other ones I haven't really seen a ton out of that I have liked out of it, so yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like in this pose here, looks like he's got like the famous diaper look going on. But overall, it's cool to see them expand on it. Release something other than an Iron Man or War Machine. So we'll see how they progress. I don't know how far they can take this line without head sculpts, for God's sakes. Here they're really diving into everything that they can give us without that. Like, I think we still have the Iron Spider to be released. That's the other one they've teased. I thought they came out with that one, but they teased it, I know. Yeah. So Q2 of 2023, fairly quick turnaround, but yeah. So ready for the trivia, everyone. We got 19 in here. We got the trivia coming up for the bonus entries into the Small Talk Hasbro Selfie Series Giveaway and the Boba Fett in Disguise Black Series exclusive. So, again, the box is, I think, the coolest part of this thing. But anyways, this will get sent to you first as you order your Hasbro Selfie Series if you win. So, some bonus entries into that. You will first enter by, if obviously you have to be in Collecting Weekly Auxiliary, our group, and then our Facebook group, and then once you are in that, there is a pinned post that I have put in there talking on how to enter, and it's usually where it's just all it is entering the next number in line and once you do that, if you win this trivia, I will just put a +1 beside there. I think I already caught one in there from earlier, has already entered from that. So Yeah, Eric Rodriguez, I got him on there. So, all right. Are we ready?
1 second. I'm just going to put a check by Eric real quick just so that we know he did put his in. Okay, we're ready.
Sean crackling for you guys a little bit.
Sorry, I got a little congestion right there.
No, it's like your
No?
mic is crackling a little bit.
Oh.
So,
Crackle, crackle,
Okay.
crackle, crackle.
all right. Here we go.
All right. Our last one is, what TV series was this toy from? If you go on to the next slide, please. Is it A, Tales of the Crypt Keeper? Sorry, Tales of the Crypt Keeper. B, Double Dragons. C, Tales of Snake Island. Or D, Mighty Max?
No idea. It looks like
D.
a snake, so I'm going with C.
I say
think Mighty
D,
Max.
Double Dragons, but C is a good guess, Eddie. Someone said, "Oh, Badfish knows this." He said, "Oh my God, I own this."
Mm-hmm. A lot of
Yeah, I
us
think
did.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's D then.
Okay, I already see 3 entries. The answer is D. This is from Mighty Max. So this is basically the boy version of those Polly Pockets from back in the day.
Oh.
This is what they came out with for Mighty Max. It was cool because you had the little sliding things, and you could fight the mummy and stuff like that. They had a bunch of different versions of these. I had a few of them myself. But yeah, so it looks like the first 3 was Badfish,
Okay, putting a plus beside his name right now.
Equan
Badfish, Equan,
and Eric Rodriguez.
and Eric Rodriguez. Yep.
Eric's got 2 plus ones.
Man, I definitely should have entered in tonight. Not pulled myself.
Sweet.
Perfect.
Congratulations,
All right.
everybody.
Got those 3 down and counted for. All right. So, excuse me. That is for the most part. Oh, there it is.
Mighty Max. Yeah.
Interesting.
Thought I had seen it. It took me a little second there, and I can't remember. But when you put up the list, I went, "Oh, Mighty Max," with Skullmaster and all that.
Mm-hmm.
How do I remember? I have so much useless brain power, just full of all this crap that I remember. It's ridiculous.
Feel a lot of us do. All right, so yeah, Eric got 3 entries into it today. So nice job, Eric. Okay, so just want to plug our awards going on right now. Make sure you vote. Get your chance at a hot toy, right? And of course, thanks again, Lane. You are an angel. All right.
That had to be Danny.
We had to we want to shout out our Patreons, the people who essentially let us do what we do. Thank you guys so much. So we got Sean Fear, Ian Seaby, Renee Mendez, Eric Mariscal, Quinn Aguirre, King Louie, Mark Pearson, Paul Schreiber, James Colley, Equan, Chris Valencerina, Ben Thomas, Chris Letty, David Jones, Sam Gist, Daminator, Joao Breda, Thomas Clark, Dan Lee, Deanie Martin, Stephen Krett, Big Fern, King Zachary V, Caesar Marroquin, Mark Phillips, Lisa Martin Bomonsky, Rick D. Gregorio, The Everyday Collector, Ricardo Valdez, Jose CZ, Erwin Asusina, The Illustrious Rainer, Alid Morgan, Tukathri Wa, Derek Biziazinski, Arias Portillo, Mark Randolph, Pablo Meza, Carlos Saavedra, D-Rock, Matt Clevenger, Seth Tucker, CC3PO, Scott Smith, Dom Baton, Jimmy James, Stephen Percha, Sean Usby, Scott Bradley, Stephen Maria Stanley, Eddie Manzanares, Luis Bennett, Chip Perrin, Jimmy Hernandez, and Gigi the Judgmental. And then, of course, Brenton Palmer. Thank you guys so much. We owe pretty much everything we do to you guys, so thanks again. If you guys want to be a Patreon, I put the link in the chat here, and you get. I'll go over the benefits here for December. You get the Christmas 2022 magnet. We also want to shout out our YouTube channel members: Mojo Z78, Absolute Irwin, DK Avenger 702, OMFG Rick, SB Mandreas IB, Daminator, Sam Giss, Thomas Clark, Benjamin Hansen, Chris V, Big Ol' Fern, Cram, OG Fan Mark Pearson, Ben Thomas, Paul Schreiber, Andrew Gibo, CC3PO, Carlito, CT603, Eddie Mendez, Sia Dreams, Jay Sia, B Chan, and Fat Batman. Thank you guys. So our Patreon's tiers have changed a bit. Just FYI there. So for $5 a month, the hot seat, you get all the digital benefits. That's Ox After Dark, Patreon chat, and then weekly shout outs. Sweet Angel, $7.50 a month. You get exclusive swag from our network. That includes a sticker sent straight to your door, and then access to Ox After Dark replay, and then the stickers will be sent every other month. Certified Crispy at $15 a month. That gives you an official Certified Crispy certificate on first pledge. Assistance with figure fixes by Zach, and then benefits of the previous tiers, of course. And then What a Guy, $25 a month. With that, you get a What a Guy exclusive Pog Deluxe set on first pledge, doubles of all the stickers we send, and benefits of the previous tiers. International postage above $5 will be charged at cost for Pogs. Stickers will be sent every other month. So there you go. Okay. And let's see here. For the YouTube members, if you're a Patreon, it's only 99 cents. You get these loyalty badges, member shoutouts, and then if for Peanut Gallery, $2.99. If you're not a Patreon, and then you get all of those things there as well. Our network for Collecting Weekly Live every Tuesday at 8:30 Central. Only Fools in Collecting, they will be going live next Thursday. And then we alternate Thursdays. So 2 Thursdays from now, like I said, we got to figure out what we're doing. Thanks, Erwin. Love you, man. We are going to figure out if we're going to pre-record or just record live on a different day. We'll let the group know in the Facebook group, Collecting Weekly Auxiliary. I'll post a link to enter and join our group if you have not entered that yet. That's also how you will join our giveaways as well as through the Facebook group, so make sure you join there. Ox After Dark, it goes live on Wednesdays. Bricks and Brews, typically last Sunday of the month. The Ringcast, not sure when they're going live next. Collecting Weekly Live Unboxing every Monday, and then with John, and then as well as his Collectors Club tomorrow. Live and Let Dice, they're kind of sporadic as well. I believe are they set up for this week? Maybe not. Feeding you false info. I don't think they are. But they are up, or they are kind of a little bit more sporadic. I'm not sure when they go live next, but those are our shows there from the network. There's our sweet animated faces. And then if you want to support us even further, we have on T Republic, I'll post a link here, options for some great t-shirts there. And we appreciate you guys. So, great show, guys. Thank you for hopping on.
I do think that Zan Gandalf, though, needs a better head sculpt, so they got to work on that, yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, I think it needs some improvement.
Interesting. I think it's pretty good, but I'm easily impressed because whatever is there, I can't do better, so it's really hard for me to criticize. I'm terrible with it. I'm easy to impress. But thanks for the chat, for sticking by. Thanks to you guys, the guests, for hopping in here. Eddie, I know the show went longer than you typically like. It was a big show for us. Lane, thanks for joining.
I'm always happy to be here to drag stuff out.
Awesome. No, it was honestly, we had a lot this show overall, so it's fine. Yeah, thanks for hopping on. It was awesome having you on, Lane. We got to have you on again. And thanks again to the chat. You guys were awesome. Good night, everyone.